just me.
Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see, it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense. But it makes
yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, it would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes, I look and see, it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see, it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Wow! Yay!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
No! Damn it! Yay!
It's back up, bitch. I'm a pop star. I'm a pop bad ones. If you wanna ride, hot Bugatti Veyron, I ain't gotta try. Pack it up and move on. Hunter on the rise, loading up a bow gun. You can see me in the streets with my rays on. I'd be like, dating ain't for me, but he's handsome. How do you see a couple guys at the same time? I've been trying to figure out the name of my star sign. I feel it in the beat like, wow. Do you wanna hang out? No. You can catch me at the basement show, like a Malo when I say so. So I'm a pop star, I'm a pop bad ones. If you wanna ride, a Bugatti Veyron, I ain't gotta try. Pack it up and move on. Hunter on the rise, loading up a bow gun. I don't play guitar, music on my PC, hands above the bars. Good to be alive, 300 in the bag. Never trust no one, I'll be on the rise. Fire like napalm. You can watch me go to space, but you can't come. I'd be like living for the gram and the income. How do you know a thing about what it feels like? I've been out you looking this good with my hands tied. I'll take you there. I'll get my bag. I'll take your man. Watch this space, hun.
OMG.
Fam. I'm looking better in a lamb. You know my PPL is French. Talk to the hand. I'll rat you out and send your assets to Japan. I'm a pop star. I'm a pop bad ones. If you wanna ride, a Bugatti Veyron, I ain't gotta try. Pack it up and move on. Hunter on the rise, loading up a bow gun. I don't play guitar. Music on my PC, hands above the bars. Good to be alive, 300 in the bag. Never trust no one. I be on the rise. Fire like napalm.
Ooh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. I am your host, the infallible Phil Mark. And we are here. It's Wednesday. Again, I came down with something. It's crazy. I got over like flu sickness, then all of a sudden I caught like a head cold, and I'm all stuffy and shitty. I sounded way worse on the Monday member show. Memberships are 99 cents. Hit like, hit subscribe, consider super chatting in, retweet, all that good stuff. Those are my plugs out of the way. And check out Patreon. Those are my plugs out of the way. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing really well. Dynamite's live tonight, and I've got that on over here. Big Bang is on right now. And Kevin Nash, he got dragged this week for Javon Evan comments that he's made about Javon Evans. Tony Khan is uber cringe, and this is PWT 225. Of course, there is lots more news in Phil Mark's bookmarks. There's tons more news. If we have time, we'll get into a sicko segment. New episode of PWT podcast coming out soon, where I chronicle all of the Tony Khan versus Niccolo Piccolo stuff, sort of like Saga 3 and where we're at now, you know. And patrons will get early access to that by a day as well, just so you guys know. And yeah, consider checking that out. So and then Dave Meltzer, dumb moment of the week, of course, tomorrow, Saturday, we'll be live again. And bonus Dave Meltzer, dumb moment of the week on Patreon as well. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are strapped in. Am I sounding better? Yeah, I think I'm sounding a bit better, chat. You guys let me know. On Monday, it was rough. I know I'm still stuffy, but like Monday, my throat was killing me and stuff. So hopefully this show's a little bit better here. And well, I mean, that was fun. It was just a shit show. We broke down the Jeff Hardy fight tape in the Walmart. I broke it down, and I went through his submission, his new submission hold, Spinal Destination, and how it would work in real jiu-jitsu. So go and check that out if that's your sort of thing. But yeah, so let's get into, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, because I want to get into some AEW stuff. I want to get into some WWE stuff. We got a lot to cover, and it is time for miscellaneous news.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Some bad news indeed, because John Laurinaitis is on the prowl again, and here is Johnny Ace being or promoting that he's been picked up for an autograph signing, or promoting his email for if you want to hire him for autograph signings. I don't know. I'm surprised to see this guy even making a play at this.
Big Time Wrestling's
Big Time Wrestling
on Saturday, March 14th in Chillicothe, Ohio. I, Mr. John Laurinaitis, former Executive Vice President of Talent Relations and former GM of both Raw and SmackDown, will be there to do his first ever signing. I suggest that everybody watching be there. Otherwise, I may have to wish you the best in all your future endeavors. People power.
Cringe. But he's got to pay those lawyer fees, and he ain't getting paid to just be there in WWE and do nothing other than make phone calls that certain people don't want to have to make and creep on the fucking on the young talent. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this guy is like a greasy whack-a-mole, you know? He just keeps popping up out of nowhere time and again. And I don't know if he thinks enough time's blown over, but yeah, you can get your autograph there from Johnny Ace. Be a fun time. Speaking of other old WWE legends and whatnot, Ric Flair says he's dropping a new album soon. So how's that gonna go? Pimpin' ain't easy from the old folks home. Ric Flair dripping out my ass and my catheter, my colostomy bag. Oh my God. So it'll be funny. He'll get Snoop Dogg on it 100%, because Snoop, if you just pay his fee, he'll do a fucking song with whoever. So you'll get that, and who knows? Who knows who else will feature on it? But it's gonna Corey Feldman, I heard, is doing a collab with it. No. We might have some other old timer stuff here before we get into straight up indies and exciting news and all of that. We do. So maybe not an old timer. And speaking of music and albums, John Cena was on the No Contest, or There's No Contest, O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s podcast, which is like a subsidiary of the Rich Eisen show, as that's why that sign's in the background. But it's like done at Rich Eisen Studios or whatever. So he was on there and he rapped his song, The Time Is Now. And it's interesting because John Cena, I think, holds a record for, he's the only artist to like drop an album. It went platinum. And then didn't he win a Grammy or something like that? And then he just retired, never made another album again. And so here's John Cena rapping it with the O'Shea's co-host, and it's just hilarious. And again, I don't want to call John Cena an old timer, but I mean, he would say he is, I bet. But, you know, he falls into the miscellaneous retired legends category now, unless it directly relates to WWE. That's how it works here at PWT.
We'll just do it acapella. Whoa, this is crazy. So in case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shell off. Money stacked fat, but I can't turn the swell off. The franchise, doing big business, I'm in this. It's automatic, I win it, so you hear those horns, you finish. A soldier, and I stay under you fighting. Plus I'm storming on you chumps like I'm
Okay, I was wrong. So he didn't win a Grammy. But was this album platinum? The Time Is Now. Did it go platinum? He has some crazy stat where it was certified platinum, sold over 1 million copies, and then he just retired. And it debuted 15 on the Billboard 200. Now, say what you will about like the charts and stuff like that, but because that stuff is such garbage now. But like 25 years ago or 20 years ago, I mean, you could argue it was still legit at that point, maybe a little bit more legit, or maybe they manipulated it and we were all just dumber. But I think everybody kind of knows, like, okay, fucking, you can bot a song to, you know, in a genre, especially #1 on fucking iTunes that week or whatever. So the game has changed drastically, but who knows if that's what was going on back then. 20 years ago, 1 million records sold. I don't know if you can fake the funk on that one.
Thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you break me, kid. I'm harder than nails. Plus, I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail. Slaughtering stale competition. I got the whole block wishing they could run in my division, but they gone fishing with no bait. Kid, your boy hold weight. I got my soul straight. I brush your mouth like Colgate. In any weather, I'm never better. Your boy's so hot, you never catch me in the next man's sweater. If I hate, let him hate. I drop your whole clan. Lay that ass down for the 3 second.
Yeah, they're just marking out, rapping it with him. That's hilarious. That's awesome. And yeah, check out No Contest. There's No Contest or whatever that pod is. So speaking of WWE legends, I guess you could call them, and ex-WWE talent who have something to say, Enzo Amore cut a promo on Paul Heyman holding his old cruiserweight titles. Let's check this out here.
Everybody knows you put the 2-time 2-fly on TV, you give me a mic and I'm going to say, my name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and Epstein didn't kill himself. For real. Can't see me.
Allegedly.
Diabetic. That's why your vision sucks, Paul. Yeah, just like ECW. Your brainchild you dropped off at Planned Parenthood in Philadelphia. You're the Larry Flint of this business. You exploited every fetish-having Philadelphia fan dumb enough to incriminate themselves at a furniture outlet watching a snuff film.
This rules because if Paul responds, God damn it. Why do they want to stay so far away from this dude? I don't get it.
Bro, ECW ain't nothing but the VHS tape kids weren't supposed to have. the Girls Gone Wild of
Enzo
pro
and
wrestling.
Cass.
And on
need to
March
be a thing
21st,
again.
Fourth Rope will be at the ECW Arena doing something you never did called sports entertainment. So if you wrestled for Asia, I wouldn't call it wrestling. If you got in a ring at ECW or anywhere near it,
He almost said AEW. Did you guys hear that? Let's go back. He was almost like, if you wrestle in AEW, I mean,
Fourth Rope will be at the ECW Arena doing something you never did called sports entertainment.
listen right here.
So if you wrestled for Asia,
Oh my God, he was about to go. If you wrestle for AEW, I mean ECW, yeah.
I wouldn't call it wrestling. If you got in a ring at ECW or anywhere near it, none of your titles count. None of your championships count. No, you deserve a plaque. So Paul, if you need some, all you got to do is scream, "Get the tables!" and look in the mouths of all the fat Philadelphia filthy fans. Don't worry.
He's turning into Dom was with this fat, filthy fucking pig from Philadelphia. Oh, go, go, go.
Open. ECW! 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 ECW!
Man, Enzo fucking rules. I don't know how this guy is not in WWE or him and I mean, you could make money with the way he can talk that shit, and Fourth Rope's doing it, so good for them. In other ex-WWE legend type news, which sort of crosses into MMA, or doesn't sort of, it absolutely delves balls deep, tits high into MMA. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano is going down. This video dropped. And again, we've talked about it on the show a little bit in miscellaneous news. Ronda Rousey's been training. We watched some footage on the show, and Gina Carano's been training. And I had assumed, okay, maybe they will, Dana White's going to do this on the White House card and try and, I don't know, light a fire under the asses of women's MMA fans, right? Listen, this Rousey Carano fight, it's a big fight, but we'll talk about it. Let's talk about it, as Trick Willie would say. It's a big fight, but they're gonna have to stack up the undercard a bit too. This, I don't think. Now, I mean, it's on Netflix, so UFC's on Paramount. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have a chart right here. So Paramount, yeah. So we have a chart right here. We can look at it. Shout out Raj Giri. This is courtesy of the Hollywood Reporter as well. YouTube way up here, 12.5%. Netflix, 8.8% of the streaming services ranked by share of TV use, according to Nielsen, January 26. And you look down here, Paramount has 2.3%. Warner Bros. Has 1.4%. So UFC's on Paramount, and then Netflix has all this viewership. I mean, and Rousey's talking that shit. Which we'll get into, but let's just watch this promo video. I'll give you my thoughts on all of this. Ronda Rousey stepping back into a ring after saying that, in pro wrestling, it sort of exacerbated her MMA injuries of, well, at least I feel that's what she was alluding to. She's saying that these injuries of concussions and blanking out and twitching out and stuff stem from MMA, but were maybe amplified a little bit in pro wrestling, which wouldn't be uncommon. So Ronda Rousey is making her return to MMA against Gina Carano, which rules. So Gina Carano's last fight was 17 years ago. Ronda's last fight was a decade ago, as many people have pointed out. And we'll talk about it a little bit more, but I want to get to this promo video. The fight will be a professional MMA bout, 5-minute rounds, which they will not need. I don't think they will need 5-minute rounds. I think this thing ends in 2 or 3 at the most. Live on Netflix. The event will be promoted by Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions, not the UFC. And I might be off on this, but I heard some shit about Andrew Tate owns. Let me Google this. Let me grok this and fact check myself with AI and pull a Dave Meltzer. But does Andrew Tate own most valuable promotions with Jake Paul. Am I off on this, or does he have like his own promotion? Okay, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I was watching some video and someone was saying like the fighter. So most valuable promotions, the key details, MVP ownership. The company is explicitly owned and managed by Jake Paul, Nakisa Bidarian, aiming to prioritize fighter first deals. Yeah, okay. So maybe someone was just talking shit, but either way, that doesn't even matter. But I'm just saying Jake Paul's making a huge play here, and Ronda Rousey came out and said that she thinks this could beat the big White House card this summer, and she's right. It honestly could in total viewership. Let's watch this trailer they dropped. So first off, I mean, Carano looking way bigger. Carano fought at 45. Rousey did fight at 100. When I say 45, sorry, I should speak in like layman's terms. 145 pounds, so women's featherweight. And then Rousey she did fight at featherweight early on, 145 pounds. But in the UFC, she was the bantamweight champion, 135 pounds, and reigned with that title forever. Well, not forever, but quite a while, man. She had a lot of impressive wins, like a bunch in a row, really fast and everything. And she was just a step above everyone else at that time until MMA evolved a little bit and people caught up and exceeded her and surpassed her just in all around skill, which is totally fine. Gina Carano's in a bunch of movies. She got canceled. She famously got canceled by Disney. And then she's back. I guess they like apologized to her in some form or fashion that was satisfactory to her. And she's back now making movies and whatnot. And this is a fight where Dave Meltzer actually got owned by MMA fans as well. They were cooking him. It's so funny. We'll cover it on Dave Meltzer Dumb Moment of the Week. Time Cop. But he was saying like, oh, this is a dream match for any fight fan. And then someone pulled his card and they were like, no, dude, like people wanted Ronda versus Cyborg at that time, at the time where it would have made sense to do this fight. Because let's face it, Gina Carano's almost 20 years removed from actually fighting professionally. And her last fight, I think, was against Cyborg, and then she retired, if I'm not mistaken. But before Ronda Rousey, it was Gina Carano. Like, that was the woman people pointed to. And by the way, she just looks great in this promo. Ronda, I don't know, she's always kind of sported the same build, I guess, and we already know what she's capable of. Like, Ronda is a freak, say what you will about her. Yeah, so Chris Cyborg in 2009 TKO'd Gina Carano, but Chris Cyborg was like, she popped for steroids and shit like that back then, you know? So, and she was crushing everyone, but Carano was undefeated. And, you know, Ronda was talking that shit. Ronda, of course, had the first women's fight, was the first women's champion ever in UFC and whatnot. She just looks a lot smaller, though, than I expected when they actually faced off. And also, I'm pretty sure that Gina is wearing like heels in this promo. If we go back and look, she's wearing a different top though. So here maybe she had this black thing on underneath the white thing, not to creep out. I'm not trying to creep on her fit. I'm just saying like maybe the heels gave her a bit. Was she wearing heels here? Is this all on the same rooftop at the same day that this was filmed? I'm not sure. Was there a wardrobe change? I don't know. Lex, what was going on? Were you there? Give us the insight.
Oh, no!
Me neither, dude. So either way, the point I'm making, they're both coming off of losses. Ronda, a decade removed, was in pro wrestling, said she had seizures and shit. Now, let's finish this promo, I suppose. MMA on Netflix. I mean, that's cool. Just Netflix MMA. I like that. You know, it's like Showtime boxing, HBO box, you know, just Netflix MMA. It's like, fuck yeah, this rules. So that's awesome. And it's going to get a lot of eyeballs. Now, is this like the super mega dream fight? No. But is this an awesome fight? If you're like a sicko, or you like, hell yeah. And are these two big names because of more than just like WWE fame, Hollywood fame, more than just MMA fame? Yeah, absolutely. And this will do numbers. Like, you put this on a graphic on Netflix, and a bunch of people are going to tune in to watch this. It's going to be contested in a hexagon as well, not an octagon. The UFC has that trademarked. And they need to juice up the undercard. If they did something, which I don't think would happen, because Brock has good ties to TKO and UFC and all that. But if they did something like Brock Lesnar versus Fedor, if anyone could make that fight, again, those are two old timers. I think everyone would go, holy fuck. And these girls, these ladies, they are kind of old timers, but will this fight be entertaining? I think it will. I don't think it'll be the most technical, classic, oh my God, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, fucking John Jones level technical fight. But I think it's going to be entertaining as fuck, because they're both going out there with something to prove. If you really think about it, it's redemption for both of them. Gina Carano canceled from the mainstream. This is a way to get her mainstream. This does good numbers. Netflix offers her a fucking movie after Disney fucked her. Right. And then you have Ronda Rousey, who's like she's always had this chip on her shoulder in wrestling, kind of shitting on wrestling because it's not real. But it's like she can't hang, she can't do the real stuff. And also Ronda talked about how she reached out to Gina to, because they respect each other and each other's journeys and shit like that, which they should. And this is a bold move by Ronda. She's approached to do a fight, and she wants to do the Gina fight. People want to see the Cyborg fight, but we know what'll happen. That's not even entertaining. If Cyborg fought Gina or Ronda right now, she would fucking KO them. Cyborg can still beat up all the 45ers right now. So if she fought either of these girls, she just KO them fast. No one wants to see that. Let's be honest. So, this is a way more entertaining fight, because they're both coming in with like long layoffs, the technical skill. Like Gina Carano was never, people don't remember her as like, oh, she was the most technical, strongest, freak speed, freak power fighter or anything like that either. Okay. So it's not like that. But at the time, she was the cream of the crop in what she did. There wasn't a lot of women's fighters. She was the name, and she was undefeated. Ronda Rousey, I don't know. I compare her to Mike Tyson just in that when she got beat fucking bad. And she wasn't really the same after getting humbled a couple times, sort of like Mike Tyson. But when she was winning, she was just devastating and smoking these girls like fucking. Some of the TKOs she had, like, I don't know, the knee to the body. I forget who she's fighting. It might have been Kat Zingano. She like rushed her, and it's just like knee to the body, judo flip on the head, punches, you're done. Like Ronda she fought Betch Koea and just fucking KO'd her with a right. I think it was just like a clean right straight, and just fucking face planted her after this girl talked all this shit. Like Ronda, and then she was arm barring everyone in the first round. Arm barring like Misha Tate, who already fought her multiple times, and she was still just arm barring her. Like you can't stop it, So she imposed her will, but when she got bullied, she couldn't really take it. That's to me like Mike Tyson a little bit. But either way, I'm going in deep on this. You guys can see my MMA fandom coming out here a bit on Pro Wrestle Times, but she just talked about how she asked to do this fight with UFC and it just didn't work out. And it's like, why? What the fuck is going on? Is it like the new ownership that is inevitable? I feel like UFC's getting ready to, like, Dana's way more interested in the Zuffa boxing. Maybe he just didn't want to see these girls fucking hurt each other. But like, why wouldn't UFC jump on this? Because they've abandoned pay-per-view and they just don't give a fuck anymore. And I've been saying, like, Dana does not give a fuck anymore, Dana White, and he's just making that sweet TKO cash and doing his thing. But yeah, here's Ronda Rousey just talking about this quickly.
I always said that Gina is the one person I'd come back to fight for.
But can I just say this, though? I know, like, MMA fans are shitting on this fight a little bit. Like, no one wants to see this. But, dude, casuals are talking about it And that's what you want to pop a big streaming number, right? So it's a W. This fight is a W. But for it to be like this, oh my God, what an amazing night. We're going to need more than just this fight. I'm sorry. They better pull something cool out of their ass quickly here. Maybe like a Mike Perry fight or something like that.
The more that
Anyway.
I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I need this. I really need this fight. And I reached out to Dana and asked him if he would be interested in it. And it didn't exactly work out with the UFC, but it led us to here today. I was 9 months pregnant and I saw a video of Gina Carano giving an interview and
like Nate Diaz versus someone, Jorge Masvidal. I don't know. They already threw down, but like just some of these names, some of these guys. And then like if you put another legend fight, I was going to say imagine Brock versus Fedor. That's one that UFC could never pull off. But if you could put that on any card right now, that's a freak show, Pride FC. That's a throwback, and it's like people would go, oh, I'm going to watch that. I don't really care how old Fedor is. It's not like Brock is he's still a freak, but he was never like the greatest MMA fighter. He's just a freak, you know? So Fedor was known for fighting freaks as well and shit. So, and being quite successful against them. So that, I think just for casuals, you're like, oh yeah, I'll fucking watch that, you know?
she didn't look good. She gained like an unhealthy amount of weight. And
or if Jake Paul co-mained against someone and finally quit talking shit and actually like fought in an MMA fight, I think that would be awesome.
my first thought was like, oh my God, what can I do to help? When I was in a similar spot, when I was,
So
depressed.
shout out Ronda Rousey here. Not trying to cut her off, but I did spend a lot of time on this, guys. But I'm excited. I am genuinely. But yeah, if you want to go back in the day, obviously like a Gina Cyborg rematch, or like Rousey was on the come up destroying everyone, and people were like, maybe her grappling can nullify Cyborg's fucking power striking. Like if Ronda gets her to the ground, then what? Like Cyborg's good at jiu-jitsu, but she's a striker. Those were the questions people were asking. It wasn't really like, oh, Gina come out of retirement and fight Ronda. Although me and my friends did want to see that too. Like that's not like it's something we didn't want to see. And yeah, as far as MMA fans, I think they might, like the more elitist ones, hardcore fans might scoff at that fight, but I don't know. I think it's quite interesting personally. So speaking of things that are quite interesting, we head over, and we're talking about Netflix, right? We head over to Japanese wrestling news here. And Pro Wrestling Noah's Naomichi Marufuji has teased a project with Netflix. The other day I went to Netflix for a certain shoot. Seriously, it was just pure heaven for me. Way too perfect. Full details will be announced later. Everyone look forward to it. So again, WWE, I'm sure, saying, hey, we're working with these Noah cats and we're working with these AAA guys, and Netflix, you're international. What are you guys doing over here? You got a spot for Mr. Iguana over there. Let's see how this demographic reacts to this guy. And I don't know, maybe it's just him completely independently doing his own thing, but you start to see as this relationship builds, even Marufuji's, who Shawn Michaels was putting over from Noah, is getting looks. So it's good shit, man. It's good to see people are making money. And it's good to see some of these guys get more of a presence, internationally from the lucha and Japanese spaces. Speaking of which, the New Beginning, we have the card for it. NJPW, the New Beginning USA. This is on February 27th. Yota Tsuji versus Andrade El Idolo. The two fucking studliest studs match. Battle for who's the handsomest man with blonde highlights in his dark brown hair. For real, dude. That match rules. Syuri versus Athena. Okay. Ricochet versus Taiji Ishimori. Okay. Ishii versus Bolton Oleg. Takeshita versus El Fantasmo. Wasn't he hurt? Is he back or what? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Knockout Brothers versus Gates of Agony. David Finlay versus Fred Rosser. And so he's not done there yet, I guess. Jordan Oliver, Alec Price versus Kushida and El Desperado. So not too much of an AEW presence, but a little bit of one. This card honestly fucking rules. Well, quite a bit, I guess. And it would really suck if this is where David Finlay goes, and now I'm in AEW. That would fucking blow. He should go join his brother in WWE, but I fear they'd stick him in NXT or something, honestly. Like, Blake Monroe's in the fucking speed tournament. She's had a couple botches, though. We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I mean, this card is stacked. If you're like a fucking sicko or you're like one of these nooge heads, you're going to love this card right here. And I'm going to definitely check this out. I want to watch Andrade versus Tsuji more than anything. And Finley's a guy to keep your eyes on, just in case he does pop up in the Fed. Let's say you're a fucking E-drone. It's okay. Just admit it. It's fine. The majority, fucking lots of people are. The majority of fucking casuals are, and I would say even most hardcore wrestling fans. Just because you like the Fed doesn't mean you're not a hardcore wrestling fan. Okay? Yeah, keep your eyes on Finley. Finley's kid there. And we know WWE was interested in the Knockout Brothers. Gates of Agony are sweet. So, and then Ricochet, whatever. Like, I'm not even going to hate. He's going to have a good match with this Ishimori dude. You know, I'm not even going to hate on, like, yeah, he can wrestle pretty goddamn good. He can. And notice he wrestles a way slower pace than, like, he leaves WWE and he doesn't go as crazy as he did in PWG and shit. Because A, you can't, and why can you? Or why would you? You'd fucking hurt yourself. But B, he probably can't quite go as hard. And I don't blame him. It's actually good. It's not like I've ever sat here and went, yeah, Ricochet has fucking terrible matches. I've never said that. I even said when he left WWE, Ricochet fucking, I don't want to hear anybody saying, oh, he doesn't increase the ratings, because that's not what he's used for in the Fed either. You know, he's a guy that's there to have like an exciting match or whatever. Just in AEW, he's not going to stand out too much. And it's funny because he tries to stand out by not going too crazy. It's just really funny when you think about it. But and then yeah, obviously he's fucking cringe as fuck online. But he'll probably have a banger. You know, I'm sure Dave will give it fucking 17 stars. But we'll see what Dave does. He's been liking Andrade, but I just don't think he likes Tsuji too much. So anyways, let's continue along here with this Japanese wrestling news. I just have a couple more before I check in. What time is it here? 1:45. Yeah. So Zack Sabre Jr. makes his first ever entrance in India. So he's a New Japan guy. Yeah, it sounds loud. Hopefully, yeah, the market opens up a bit. Good for him for heading over to India. And yeah, that's it for Japanese wrestling news. Let me check in with chat here, because I see I got some super chats. I'm sorry if I got you guys waiting. So, so guys, you can become a member for 99 cents. I do bonus shows on Mondays and whatnot. And if you want to support the show, hit like, hit retweet, hit heart, all that good shit. Or you can super chat in. You can also gift a membership. John O'Maloney's been a member for 7 months. Thank you so much. I will acknowledge all of you guys.
Acknowledge me.
Whitest Rabbit 69 has been a member for 15 months. Plenty and Pixel Art's been a member for 18 months. It says, oh, hey, I finally found the button. And Plenty and gifted 10 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships. Dude, that's a huge holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Hopefully some hate watchers get those, guys. Enjoy. Thank Plinian for the thank him for the access to the bonus shows. They fucking rule. And that rules, man. Thank you guys all so much for the support. And yeah, make sure you guys hit like and all that good shit. Plenty, and that rules. Thank you for the huge fucking support, buddy. And okay, yeah, so Dynamite's on in 15. What else is chat saying here? Lincoln, yo, what's up, Lincoln? Yeah, everybody thank Plinian if you got a membership. That rules. Ricky got one. If that happened, shout you guys out. Okay, so we have a little bit more news here. I thought El Phantasmo got injured last week. Yeah, I thought he got hurt or something. The best guy. Why is New Japan starting their U.S. push again? Because AEW fucked up and didn't help them. Okay, a round of applause for all the members, everybody watching. Appreciate everybody. PWT Universe rules. So let's move along here to some other indie news. I spent a lot of time on that Rhonda Gina stuff, but I think it had purpose, pal. So in indie news here, what a kiss. Here's Mickey Knuckles making out with Vito, I believe.
And Vito's power continues to grow. Vito's untouchable when he's got PCO and Mickey Knuckles by his side.
Well,
maybe Mickey can reach out and touch somebody. And Vito's.
So, yeah, and that's PCO. He's like a Frankenstein now. And I think he works in JCW. A lot of people stan JCW. I was actually suggested this YouTube channel recently where it's a dad and his daughter, and they're fucking reviewing JCW. And like she's an adult child, right? Or an adult kid. I guess if you're an adult, you're not a fucking child, but you guys get what I mean. And they review JCW together, and I'm like, dude, you have a girl named the Ring Rat getting like cocaine sniffed off her ass and shit like this. Like, so JCW's pretty goddamn funny. And it's they do intense shit. Yeah, I'm seeing too in chat. Sorry guys, the fucking chat is like on StreamYard. It comes in like in waves of chats. I have no idea why that happens, and I'm sorry. Like everything fucking, like I go on YouTube and I see what you guys are saying. I'm looking at StreamYard and it's fucking, they come in like 10 at a time. It just drives me nuts. Anyways, but yeah, they're doing some funny shit over there, and check out that channel. I wish I remember the name. I just clicked on a video and was listening for a minute. It wasn't like, the most compelling shit ever. I should get them on PWT Pod, God damn it. Matt Tremont collapses during a GCW match. Brett Lauderdale gives an update, and I really hope that Matt Tremont is doing okay. I call him like a deathmatch Dusty Rhodes in a way. And he's stable and in good hands on his way to the hospital. I'm not a doctor, so I'm just speculating, but it seems as though he re-aggravated a back injury that's been bothering him for a few weeks. Either Matt or GCW will provide a further update soon. So all the best energies to Tremont. Hopefully he gets better soon. CZW is bringing back their Ultra Violent Championship for the first time since 2012. And they announced an elimination scramble match to crown the winner. In other indie news here, Jimmy Wang Yang pulled up and he still got it.
Call me all.
So yeah, Jimmy Wang Yang pulled up and he's still wrestling like a motherfucker.
Call me all-American, I'm a redneck through and through. I got my hat, my pickup truck, and my hound dog, he's named Blue. Some people...
Yeah, man, he was awesome. I loved the fucking, what were they called? Like the Dragons or whatever in WCW, the Jung Dragons or some shit. And I think Jamie Noble was rolling with them, and then you had 3 Count and all that. Good shit. Speaking of good shit, pal, which we'll get into that in a second, but here is a tag team duo that I want to see in WWE one day. Here's Sapphire Reed, and here's a post she posted with her tag partner, and they've been hitting moves on each other since they were just like high school kids, and now they're a tag team on the indies. Hitting RKOs and shit. And then now they're a tag team, matching gear, hitting fucking moves. I want to see them in the Fed. We need women's tag teams that come up as tag teams instead of just two girls being stuck together, which you don't obviously get away from entirely, like KC2 worked. But we need women who get over as fucking tag teams now. That needs to be the next generation that comes in. Women who are fucking, we're a team and we're like heavy machinery. We're like the natural disasters, but we're two chicks and that's our thing instead of just two girls stuck together that were singles and we just need bodies for the tag division. We need the rockers like these girls, but fucking start out in the Fed as you're the rockers, but you're girls, you know? I love it. So shout them out, Sapphire Reed and whoever her partner is there. Speaking of funny wrestling shit, I didn't know whether to put this in the sicko segment or not, but there's a wrestling speed dating thing. And this is courtesy of BJJ Otter, the Jiu-Jitsu Otter. And you show up, ask someone to scrap, and hopefully get a second date. So this actually works. I don't know. I like that. That just seems like a fun time. In my younger years, I'd partake. So, speaking of yesteryear, you know, we thought that Warner Bros. Was for surely going to land on Netflix or with Netflix. Warner Bros. On Netflix. They just own everything. So, Warner Bros. Is now considering restarting sales talks with Paramount after their latest offer. So Warner Bros. Are now like, hey, Paramount hit us with this offer out of nowhere. They're desperate to own the WB catalog of all the classic shit, which shout out Tubi, by the way. Warner Bros. Was like, yeah, fuck Cartoon Network and all these old animated shows. Tubi went, okay, we'll buy them. And now on March 1st, they have like 90 plus fucking cartoons coming to Tubi, like Freakazoid and shit. Y'all remember Freakazoid? Like Animaniacs and all these shows are all just going to be on Tubi. Like this whole library of fucking WB Cartoon Network, Ed, and Eddie, I think, and all these shows, right? Ed, and Eddie was Cartoon Network, right? Pretty sure. So all of that stuff will be on Tubi just for free, which is like a huge game changer for if you want to raise your kids right and show them proper cartoons. If you want a little nostalgia run, I'm an adult and I'm not ashamed to say, dude, I'll go back and watch. I'm going to do a rewatch of Batman, the animated series. Fuck around, you know? Now, I don't think they get all the DC stuff. I don't think Tubi has all of that. Like, that's a separate thing. But either way, though, everyone wants a piece of this WB content, right? WB, other than AEW, which is quite telling. But Warner Bros. Is considering restarting sales talks with Paramount after their latest offer. So Paramount's like, hell nah, we want a piece of it. So I wonder what could happen. Is there a world where, and someone would need to break this down online, who's smarter, like a Niccolo Piccolo or some shit, needs to break down, like, is there a world where WB goes, okay, we'll sell all of this shit to Netflix and then we'll sell all of this shit to Paramount? And, you know, Discovery, even though we said it's going to separate into its own thing, well, you know, I don't know. Is there a world where they do that? Okay, all the Discovery shit, whatever, over here, but then Netflix gets all the DC stuff, or maybe Paramount, that's what they really want is the DC stuff, and they're trying hard to get that, and they're like, well, we don't care about this other shit. Netflix can get it, and then Netflix like, well, we don't care about that, and then something else gets left high and dry. Who knows? I don't know how this reshapes all of this stuff, but either way, Bloomberg.com wrote a fucking article on it. Here, let's click on this and let's just see if it means it undoes everything ever. No, okay. I'm not fucking accepting all these cookies. So yeah, fuck that. I'm not reading that article. Moving along here. I pulled up the chart before. We can see it here. Just a quick update. Nielsen's gauge on streaming services ranked by share of TV use. YouTube has 12.5%. So we've tracked this for about a year now here on PWT. And YouTube fluctuates anywhere from like 11.5 is where they started. They landed in the 13.5, I want to say. It's at one point they fell down to like 12, I think, and they just sort of, they're in the 12%, 11 to 13%. They're in that range. So they've sort of maintained and stayed there. Netflix 8.8%. Disney, whatever, Prime, Roku. We're looking at what has wrestling. So Tubi and Roku, I guess, have wrestling. Roku has 3%. Tubi 2.1%. So Tubi and Roku crush WBD, but we're expected to believe that WBD wouldn't be pumped if 500,000 or more people were watching fucking Dynamite and Collision. Meanwhile, when Collision does 500,000 viewers, which we're about to get into in AEW news, there's no like, oh, well, also 500,000 watched Collision on, like Dave doesn't even try playing that game. But what does Collision do? Anywhere from 150,000 to 300,000 seems to be their fucking usual. And then there's those 200,000 floaters that'll watch any, like if Dynamite's doing something, there's like 200,000 people out there who are casual AEW fans who will like, okay, they're doing blood and guts, we'll jump over, and that are still on TV. So they didn't go to Max. So what the fuck is going on here? Right? Did 1 million people watch Collision? Are we going to fucking play that game? It doesn't even make sense. Because in that case, hey, 400,000 people are watching NWA. You know, what is NWA on Roku or whatever? What's Evolve on? Tubi? Maybe I got those backwards. Hey, 200,000 people watching Evolve on Tubi. Like, we could just play that game all day. It's fucking stupid because WBD has 1.4%. Now, remember, we tracked this before. WBD was split into two shits. It was like Warner Bros streaming, and then Discovery was like its own thing. But the numbers were both so low that they combined them into Warner Bros Discovery on this Nielsen chart. So for whatever reason, they were tracking Discovery separate from WB, and then they merged them, and they're still only 1.4% of the viewership. So this isn't like a gotcha. I'm not trying to do a gotcha on AEW, but like, what does and it's funny because Matt Hardy, I am Phil Hardy. I have been followed by Matt Hardy. I have been deleted. Okay. So Matt Hardy tweeted out, though, that, you know, TNA doing these good numbers on AMC doesn't factor in the AMC Plus or TNA Plus numbers either, which is fucking hilarious. And lastly, we have BJ Bethel, who says, Janelle Grant update. Grant, McMahon, and WWE have agreed to June for the arbitration hearing. And then Brandon Thurston kind of owns him here and says, this is simply a hearing before the judge in June to argue about whether arbitration should be compelled and whether Grant takes Discovery, which will by that time be argued on paper. Some may be reading this as if they've agreed to an arbitration itself, which they have not. So, okay, kind of defending Vince for once, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Not that, like, I need people to defend Vince just for Thurston. That would be a rare, or it's not even a defense, but Bethel's like, oh my God, he's like misunderstanding some shit. And then fucking being like, they moved to arbitration. And then Thurston has to be like, listen, he probably was reading the replies and was like, yeah, a bunch of people think this is what it isn't necessarily. We covered what Thurston wrote about it before as well. So it is what it is, man. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was miscellaneous news. Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
And we're going to get into it, guys. Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times. What is chat saying? I'm gonna head over quickly to YouTube and just make sure I'm not missing like 100 fucking chats. And for people on X was experiencing some fuck shit, and even StreamYard was saying it was experiencing some fuck shit on X. And so I don't know if what's going on over there, but apparently like people aren't. YouTube was down yesterday too. It's black helicopters. They're erasing the files. They're scrubbing the internet of any, you know what I mean? So everyone's saying what's up. Hope you better. Yeah, I still clearly have a cold, but I'm doing my thing. I caught some episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog, Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, I think all that shit might be on Tubi. TNA did 254. We're about to talk about that. Actually, yeah, let's not jump ahead to AEW news. Let's get into TNA news, ladies and gentlemen. And I put a poll in the chat earlier. I said, how do you guys watch TNA? And I wanted you guys to vote in that. Make sure you vote in that, or I think I ended it, but yeah. I'm curious to see how many people watch on AMC/AMC Plus. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for TNA news. Get the banjos and the guitars. Chat. So Mance Warner and Steph DeLander reintroduce themselves.
Since we're new to AMC, let me reintroduce us. And if you're sitting at home wondering who we are, oh, baby, you're about to find out.
You look at a Mance Warner. I fight, I bleed, I walk through people. Every place I go, somebody finds out the hard way.
And I'm the beauty next to my beast, Steph DeLander. Here in TNA, everyone's worried about politicking and climbing the ladder. All we're worried about is stacking bodies.
Here at TNA, there's a whole bunch of talent. They like a family. But the last time old Metzer checked, family don't pay my bills. Violent.
Yeah, so he's all painted face. He's like one of the Tongans over here. Like, what's going on with the gimmick there? I'm all good with it. I'm glad that Steph DeLander's back on TV after trying to get bookings and stuff after she was all injured and shit. Moving along here, Ariana Grace shocked the world and won the TNA Knockouts Championship, and people are pissed off about it. I think it's getting the right kind of heat. It's clearly working considering the ratings that TNA are doing, and this is the last bit of NXT keeps the TNA belt on NXT. It's good. Everybody has been shitting on this back and forth between NXT and TNA the whole fucking time. Clearly, it's paying off for everybody involved. That's all I'll say. Mickie James is back in TNA, and she's feuding with the Elegance brand, which, again, it'll bring eyeballs to what they're doing. Okay.
It's time for hardcore country. Mickie James is at no surrender. What is she doing here? She's got no business being out here. The 5-time Knockouts World Champion, the TNA Hall of Famer Mickie James, going right after Ash.
Yeah, I'm down. Bring Mickie back. She can still go. She looks great. Nick Aldis is a playable character. Like, they gave him his wrestling gear and shit. Same with Adam Pearce in 2K26. So Trey Miguel won the international championship. They also had like Jelly Roll and Teddy Swims at No Surrender. And AJ Francis went off on Jelly Roll, and it fucking ruled. Jelly Roll, if you're listening to this, and by the way, shout out Jelly Roll on Star Search. I thought fucking the two finalists were I couldn't believe it was those two. and I think the judging was really bad, but you did good, Jelly Roll. And I think he should do a match in TNA against Francis. I think that's a fucking brilliant idea. I think that would do numbers. Francis popped a rating too with his main event. Say what you will, he had a fucking awesome match on TNA. TNA deserves more love. I got to start reviewing their shows, and I'm going to, for you fucking guys, like more in depth on PWT pods. I'm going to, but and I know I keep saying that at the start of the year. I've been fucking sick. Do you guys hear my voice? This is terrible. I can hardly breathe right now through my goddamn nose. But anyways, Trey Miguel won the international championship. He deserves it. Fucking amazing. And it was such a great thing to see. He had Teddy Swims, who's like he's a singer. He's like a Jelly Roll. People think they're related. And why you need to sub to the channel and tell everybody to sub to PWT, because X is experiencing like fucked up stuff like all day. I guess it's weird because YouTube blacked out. I lost my trail of thought when I was talking about this before, but YouTube blacked out as well yesterday. You guys can look it up. It fucking was like down worldwide and all this shit, and weird. It was working weird. It was fucked up for me. I tried my desktop, my phone, my television, everything was fucked on YouTube. And on X, it's experiencing weird things today, where like on live nobody's getting reached, and like it's everyone's experiencing like weird. So when I tried to go live, it was like there's a high volume. StreamYard's experiencing interruptions. X might have disruptions. Learn what to do here. And they like linked me to a troubleshoot page and all this shit. And yeah, I looked it up off to the side here, and yeah, X has been fucked, I guess. So weird conspiracies afoot. They're wiping the files clean, and this is why you need to be subbed to the channel. Our X family are going to have to watch an X replay. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? If you're on X, tell everyone to subscribe to the fucking channel, okay? Anyways, though, shout out Trey Miguel. He deserves that like a motherfucker. So Kazarian announces that he's... Well, actually, sorry. We talked about the Jelly Roll thing. Let's go with that and AJ Francis. Then we'll talk about the re-signings.
Yeah. Mr. Roll, if your fish fillet body built ass ever wants to cross the line, just know that T and AJ Francis will be waiting for you. Because I'm the ratings draw. That's the reason I go to NXT last summer and the ratings pop. That's why when I'm in TNA, it don't matter if I'm in the main event or the opener, the ratings pop. But I come to No Surrender and I'm not even on the card? Here?
They should absolutely run that fucking match if Jelly rolls down. And if he loves pro wrestling like he says, and how he's taken to it for exercise and all this shit, he should absolutely do it. So Frankie Kazarian announced that he re-signed with TNA, which is awesome.
You see, for the first time, I am thrilled with TNA management because I recently signed a brand new TNA contract.
Oh, great.
They all boo him.
And with that contract came a much-deserved and substantial raise.
Yeah, Kazarian's good shit. He'll end up being a coach. He'll either work for TNA behind the scenes in like a prominent role, like a higher up role, or he'll become like a coach, producer in WWE type thing. So he's good to go. And he's like on a great run now. You could argue Kazarian's never been hotter than he is right now. You could honestly argue that. Because, yeah, it's easy to be on a 2 million viewed show when fucking Hogan's on it, right? It's easy to be on the CM Punk Collision show and think you had a part in the 1.8 or 1.4 million viewers or whatever, right? It's easy to do that, but like to be the reason, like an actual reason why, like why are people tuning in for TNA for the last little while, especially what they launched the AMC thing off of, was to see him lose the fucking belt to Santana or whatever, right? So, speaking of being a pivotal role of TNA, Nick Nemeth, the wanted man, he's up all night. He'll be appearing on an iconic late night series. This is from AOL.com. And let's take a look. I think it's just like the Kelly Ripa show or no, former Glow Girl and a TNA star walk into a late night show. Last Halloween, Up All Night is the series. Rhonda Shear. So there you go. But speaking of their ratings in AMC, TNA Impact scored its best audience yet on AMC for last Thursday's episode again. They did something spectacular. I'm going to be honest. Everything's playing out as I predicted. You guys know this, right? With the whole TNA thing. Everything's playing out to a fucking T, but it's just happening a little quicker than I anticipated. I didn't think we would see them maintain and actually increase week after week. Now, again, it's a few weeks. This happens. Maybe they go down a little bit, and then if they bounce back, we're going to track all that. But just the fact that they've been doing it when we've seen other wrestling companies have bumps, and we've also seen them have fucking large dips, but TNA's doing this thing where they've shown up and they're just kind of consistently staying steady and growing a little bit by bit by bit. I thought it would take a minute to get to that point. I thought this was a wonky time for TV and we would see a bit of growth and bump and Nielsen switching this and that up, but I'm just so proud and happy for them. This is what I want to see. This is if Dynamite was doing this and it wasn't just like weird wonky ratings every fucking week that we're trying to dissect and that Dave's giving 10 million fucking writing a paragraph for and shit. You know, if we just saw AEW Dynamite or Collision make slight improvements like that, that would be awesome. But impacted 254,000 viewers, up 5% from the prior week with a 0.05 in the rate key demo that was unchanged. Per Programming Insiders, always, these numbers don't include AMC Plus or TNA Plus. Shout out Raj for including that in his little write-up here. The audience was the highest on AMC since TNA Impact debuted on January 15th. The 18 to 49 rating was tied with the prior week as the best yet. I just read what's on the prompter. Like at the start of the fucking show, they're just reading off the prompter. I read anything. Fuck you, San Diego. But yeah, it was their best rating. So TNA really deserves that shit. I'm going to start reviewing and dissecting these Impact fucking shows. And I think they're doing good stuff. It's a good balance of we're going to introduce a couple, like a new guy with the Ash by Elegance brand. We're going to introduce like a couple new things. We're going to showcase our core guys, but you're going to get some Mickey Jameses could show up, and you have guys like Nick Nemeth on the show, and they just have a perfect balance of it's not overly ex-WWE. The ex-WWE guys aren't the only over things on the show. You have legends. You could argue Mickey James is a bigger TNA legend than WWE legend. Maybe not. That's debatable, right? But yeah, I want to see them continue to grow. And Collision just did an amazing number for Collision. And because it was like a special again, so everybody tuned in to watch it who's going to watch it. Like they did a Dynamite number for this Collision show because it was essentially like, here's a free pay-per-view. So, and not even like a free pay-per-view. It was just like a television special. They've done 2.5-hour Dynamites. So it's not like this is some fucking, not even a pay-per-view. I'll take that back. But like a special event on a Saturday night main event. It was their version of what Battle of the Belts was supposed to be. This is what Battle of the Belts was supposed to be, was this Grand Slam Australia show, right? Because that's nowhere to be found either. People forget about Battle of the Belts. That was a whole other show. They just abandoned that shit. So what they did on Saturday was what Battle of the Belts was supposed to do, similar to a fucking AEW number, because Tone built to it relatively well for Tone. I'll give them that. And hopefully they can turn the ship around, not to make it all about AEW, but Collision did kick TNA's ass this week, although TNA did do a great thing for themselves, and we shouldn't be expecting them to whoop Collision's ass all the time yet. But it's very interesting to see those roughly like 250,000 people. I keep saying it, man. 300,000, 30%, Brian. Okay, there's like 250,000 people that just kind of will float in and watch a Dynamite if there's like a Joe versus this guy in a cage, or like it's blood and guts, or they'll also float in and watch a Collision if it's like, hey, Grand Slam, or they'll float in and watch a fucking whatever. So like, why aren't they watching on Max? How do the Max numbers take a hit? If that's the case, I don't know, but I would love to see what the AMC Plus and TNA Plus numbers are. If I were them, I'd be fully transparent about it. Or I'd at least just put out a rounded high statement if I was TNA about what they roughly are combined. Don't even say how many are watching on one or the other. Because I think that would just build good faith in fans. Because even if they say 50,000, it's like, okay, so what's AEW doing? 100, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000? I don't know about all that. I do not know about all that. And they had a lot of people watching on YouTube. TNA did. So anyways, that, ladies and gentlemen, is TNA news. We're going to talk about Dynamite. I want to tell you guys what I'm seeing. I want to tell you guys what I'm not like. As my nose becomes infinitely more stuffier. We're going to do AEW news up next here. Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times. And let me pull up this Dynamite card actually as well. You guys can take a look. So I like how here we go. Yeah, there's just a graphic for just the one match. Interesting. Usually they have like a full card graphic that I'm not seeing. So all we know is that Omega's taken on Swerve. We have the Brawling Birds TV debut. Moxley versus Mark Davis, which we're looking at right now. Let's check if Tone went live. Yes, he did. Another live. Perfect. We got a lot of Tone EFAPing to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm seeing so far on Dynamite. Let me just share this tab while we fucking... Here's what I'm seeing so far on Dynamite. So, here, let me check in with chat, actually. Lincoln Hawk for 2 says, new upcoming weekly PWT segment, the TNA 10. Well, what does that entail? Just TNA, 10 minutes of TNA? Yeah, I'm going to come with a PWT podcast episodes with more reviews and whatnot and people on to review and shit, Lincoln, okay? Just because I haven't been even putting out that many PWT podcasts as of goddamn late, but just busy in the new year and fucking doing my thing. But yeah, coming back with a vengeance, and I'm going to do goddamn review shows where I talk about TNA more. So, Lincoln, you'll have to join me because you're a TNA hole. I'm not a shark, I'm a man for 2. Investing in Phil instead of 2K Battle Pass. Bro, listen, you just got to pre-order, shill the money out. I'm doing a super chat goal for 2K. I'm going to do it. No, listen. Fucking just pay for the whole thing, and then I think the pre-order on Monday Night War edition or whatever, then I think you just get all the battle passes that you don't have to pay extra, but you can pay extra to like skip them if you want, which it's just insane. We were I'm joking about the Epstein files, but apparently he was encouraging I don't know he was like behind microtransactions and shit, dude. It's Gamergate 3.0, I'm telling you. But I'm actually pumped for 2K, though, all jokes aside. And creepy, weird, scary shit aside. Yeah, I'm pumped for it. So, listen, here's what I'm pumped for on this. And thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I acknowledge you, Juan Tenta.
Acknowledge me.
So, here's the thing with Dynamite, okay? Mox versus Davis. I like how they've been presenting Davis and Doyle. I like the name of the team. I like their look together. I'm not going to lie. Tone actually kind of cooked with this team. And I know that they're not teamed up right now and Doyle's fucking hurt. But my one problem with it is it's just these like balls to the wall matches where like, look at this dude's hand right now. It's busted. Now I get it. People bust, like, it's not the biggest deal. Cut your fucking knuckle open, have to tape it up or whatever. It's not the biggest deal, but other buddy just got hurt. You know, I get it. They're gritty, tough, strong style wrestlers. That's what people love about AEW and whatnot. Moxley just choked Davis out. Mox wants to have a hard-hitting match. I like the where they're going with Davis and Doyle. Mox is doing his thing. He had a hard-hitting match. Again, he's not getting or putting anyone over. So for everyone who's like, oh, he did all this great stuff for everybody after he lost the world title, he's really been getting everyone over. That's bullshit. Freddie Prinze Jr., you're bullshit. Even though I do like wrestling with Freddie. And Moxley's got the Dumb and Dumber fucking Harry Met Lloyd chip tooth going on. He's a dumbass. So, you know, this match, pretty good. Hard hitting. I liked it. I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy this opener match. Maybe went a little too long again. Mox is not getting all these people over. I just have to dispel that fucking narrative. And he just got another title. And people are cheering him, but they hate his fucking crew. And they don't do anything about it. It's not worked into a storyline. It's just Mox is Carmelo Hayes. He just open title or title eliminator. His, you know, and beats everyone. So is what it is. But I do like the presentation of Doyle and Davis and all of that. So the other thing I liked, but I also don't like, I'm going to explain this. They open the show with what CM Punk tried to do to make Collision more original and like a sports broadcast or like an old Saturday Night Main Event or like a pro wrestling sports entertainment fucking show on Collision. So you remember when they sort of split up the shows and Punk had his own show and FTR was over there and shit? And they would start all of those collisions where the people in the main event and maybe one other guy would fucking talk to the camera, quickly cut a promo on their opponent, whatever. They talk shit. It goes into Saturday, the opening credits, Saturday night's all right to fight. I was into it. It rules. Here's the thing, though. What happened was they started meddling in Collision. The Bucks and Tone and all these guys, I don't know who's at the helm, who should be held responsible, but they started meddling in Collision, and then they started overdoing the people talking at the camera thing, which they overdid it on this Dynamite. They had too many people talking to the fucking camera. It's supposed to be like 2-3 people. If there's a tag team, they're standing together. The other tag team are standing together. Maybe someone featured on the world champion or the TNT, something like that. You don't have 6 people talk to the fucking camera before the show starts. It is a good touch, though, but it's a touch too much. It was a touch too much. They went overboard here on the Dynamite, and you can tell that's Tony's version of what Punk was trying to do on Collision. Am I making sense here? I know I'm sick. I don't know if I'm conveying this correctly, but they started doing that. Punk and FTR were doing that on Collision, and it was good, but they didn't have 7 people talk. It was only a couple people. And then as Punk was sort of phased out and the whole, they're 2 separate shows, once that sort of went away, you started to see at the start of Collision, they would fucking do 10 promos. That's what they just did on this Dynamite. That's Tone's version of Punk's thing that he was doing on Collision. I don't like it when you do it overkill like that. Is what it is, though. So speaking of AEW and Tone, let's get into some AEW news. I am going to hydrate a little bit. We have Tony Khan's Cringe stuff, of course. And yeah, we have Kenny Omega versus Swerve. And we have the, what are they called? Birds of Prey, the Brawling Birds. Instead of the Brawling Brutes, they're just the Brawling Birds. Good name, but like, Tone just took the Brawling Brutes and called them the Brawling Birds. Is that not super obvious? One of them's even redheaded, for fuck's sakes. Like, it couldn't be more obvious. I don't know why people
guys, Tony Khan.
point this out more and more. Not to shit on Tone, but like, come on, Chief. Sorry, guys. I'm just chugging water and coffee. Ugh. Okay. So good. So good. Can't breathe out my nose, though. It's terrible. So, where are we at here? Let me pull up this chat over here. StreamYard with the glitchy ass chat. We're going to get into the Kevin Nash stuff as well. FTR looks so stupid. The Brawling Turds. Okay, so let's get into AEW news here. Yeah, I go to YouTube, they all show up in fucking StreamYard. Go figure. Right as that happens. Everyone, Ichi Nissan da. For AEW news. And of course, the best guy's Tony Khan. So AEW Grand Slam went down. Aussie fans, I know you're tuned in right now in the chat. Some of you guys, let me know what you feel about this. The Aussie AEW stars hit the nut bush dance at the end of House Rules Brisbane, which this is what you do at a live show. I think this is cool. This is fun. Where's Buddy, guy? Where's Buddy? Buddy? Fuck, man. I don't see Buddy two-stepping, guy. So, moving along here. Dynamite on Wednesday did a 604,000 viewership. Okay. So Collision just did like a 560, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or 557 or whatever. So now Collision, when they do like a special quote unquote Collision, it wasn't Collision, it was fucking Grand Slam. So when they do a special show like that, it can rival Dynamite on TV. But we're meant to believe there's 500,000. So did they all tune in on Max as well? Or do the numbers not go up that high on Saturdays, Dave? It's fucking cooked. And there's no way Collision ever beats Dynamite, right, Dave? But what about when they do 50,000 different viewers? Dave wants us to believe that all those people exist on Max. They don't. So they did a 0.12 in the key demo. Good for Dynamite. Honestly, good for them. I'm not even trying to hate on that shit. But they were in, well, let's break it down a little bit more. Break it down. Raj Giri post 604 viewers. It was down 8% from the week before. Key demo was down 20%. Doesn't include the HBO simulcast. The audience was the lowest of the 3 episodes since Nielsen updated their methodology. Okay? But MJF's doing these fucking interviews saying, oh, yeah, we're bigger year over year. And it's like, you're literally not. We can see it. We can look at it. So year over year, Dynamite was up 4%. So there's a little bit. Okay, here's the rare week. I'll eat my words this week, I guess. But typically, this isn't the case. But the key demo was down 25% year over year. So the overall was up 4%, but the key demo was way down. Because Dave's been fucking lying. That's the only way that happens. Right? But a little bit more on things that have been happening, and we're going to talk about MJF coping a little bit. But they were in Australia, and oh boy, there's a lot in here. And there was fuck ice chants in the crowd for Brody King and MJF. So there you go. And I know that people are touting this like a W, but doing the political thing, it's just divisive. And there's a reason Brody King isn't leaning into it, because I'm fucking telling you all, they were talked to about this shit. And it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. I'm just letting you guys, or how you feel about it. I'm just saying that's what WB, they were like, they clearly talked to people about this shit, and they have a bit of an ownership stake, and they're not going to cancel Brody King. Like, there's no reason to do, he didn't do anything wrong. You're allowed to fucking believe what you believe, and if they chant shit at you, but you don't want this to be your gimmick. His gimmick is they bark at him. Okay, so they did that to Rick Steiner. They've done that to fucking they did that to Junkyard Dog. They do that to Braun Breaker. That's like 12 guys' thing. So what is Brody King known for? He's the fuck ice guy. That's crazy. Like, that is such an L. You do not want that to be your gimmick. You do not want that to be what you're known for. It's a fucking massive L, period. Even if it was like, go ice, that would be equally as cringe. You're the go ice guy. That's, come on, man. It's not about the wrestling. You know, so you can hear the crowd chanting fuck ice right now as I'm talking about this on Dynamite Live. Time Cop, if you're listening to this in a clip on another day. So whatever town or city they're in, they're chanting it right now. So that's what he's fucking known for. What happens when that's not a thing anymore? Oh, they'll just move on, and he doesn't lean into it. There's a reason for that. And I'm glad that Brody King's over, and he's over with this fan base. Okay. But I just don't know if that's going to fare well, or if that's a good look in general, because you're automatically turning off a bunch of people whichever way you go. And that's, I mean, people's prerogative if that's the way you want to go. But why is Brody King not coming out wearing that shit? Why is Hangman clearly getting talkings to? Like, we know what's going on. We can obviously see what's going on. And, you know, CNN recently, we're going to talk about it, like, they confirmed as well. We're just getting more and more confirmation as time goes on that WBD owns a small share in AEW. And clearly Brody King's not feeding into it anymore for a reason. And even MJF kind of seemingly ignored it a little bit there. And they're chanting it everywhere he goes. And I just don't know if that's, I mean, look at Colby Covington. His whole thing, his whole gimmick, if you guys want to talk UFC, was one thing. And then when that sort of became irrelevant or not as fucking, I don't know. It's just when you take the political route, it's bound to fall off, you know, at some point, because society and people change and shit, and times change and things evolve, as you know, so whatever. Moving along here. Speaking of which, and the fuck ice thing, it landed on John Oliver's show, which people were talking about. I don't know, again, if that's a W. Like, John Oliver is a fucking cringe lord. All of these fucking late night hacks are just super cringe. And John Oliver's one of them, but he used this fuck ice thing in a monologue. And again, it's not, these late night shows aren't about like joking with celebs and having a good time and making people laugh about the world. Where the fuck is it? Did I unbookmark it by accident? I don't know. No, this is it right here. Sorry for the fuck. I don't know. He's saying, I don't like seeing my employer. Yeah, John Oliver, a lot of people who give you money are on fucking lists lately, bud. I'm willing to bet. So, yeah. You know what I mean? These guys all fucking, it's just like political preaching. They just all became hacks. It's like, I just don't get it. Like one way or the other. I don't fucking know. I'm not sitting here trying to say like, oh, they're politics, or I'm just saying like everyone does the same thing. How fucking hack can you be? Just put on a good show and have funny moments. Conan was the best. I feel like we're missing Conan and Jay Leno. Letterman was good too. But even they kind of slowed up after a while. It just becomes routine. You can only do that same job for so long before you're like, you just fall into the trap of like the writers write all the shit for you. And, you know, moving along here, though, let's talk more about Grand Slam instead of Grandstand. Get it, guys? Instead of Grandstand, we'll talk about Grand Slam. No? Anyone? Okay. All right. I'm over here making dad jokes. So John Moxley went to a time limit draw, and he called a fucking audible in the ring because the crowd was not feeling it at Grand Slam House Rules or in Grand Slam Australia. This was on Grand Slam or House Rules, whichever event. And then he went to a time limit draw, and then he like starts calling an audible to have a face off.
Referee Stefan Smith.
And he's like, we're going to have a face-off or give us more time.
I think Moxley...
This is bullshit. Nah, so now he's baby-facing. Moxley's like, this is bullshit. It's a time limit draw. I don't like this either. Now, it's cool to do that to try and get the fans behind you and shit, but it's like, why is Moxley doing this baby-face shit? And then his crew are like the heels getting their heads shaved and shit. Why isn't there a storyline? Why isn't there... It's just happening. It's really offensive to me because of how much all of the things Mox did, him going, this is bullshit. I don't like time limit draws, man. That's not a reason or enough for me to go to buy into, oh, this is a good guy now defending his title. What a champion. That's what fucking Dave and Tone thinks they're booking. They're not. Explain this to us, goddammit. Give us a reason for it happening.
Wanted to defeat Takeshita tonight. Definitively, Tony. The time limit draw, I don't think sits well with either man.
I agree with that. Moxley, very disappointed. Takeshita, you saw the face. Oh, this is not done.
Oh, Takeshita! The elbow! The raging fire!
And like, good on Mox to take the move from the Young Buck to fucking from Takeshita there, the young lion, to like help get him over and propel him up a little bit if that's the case. But again, man, you don't have to sicko service fucking fans. Like, how about stand on a decision and get some fucking heat or something? Well, Mox is supposed to be a good guy. Okay, then have Takeshita kick him in the balls or something. Like, okay, he hits him with the move, the crowd pops. Why? Because Takeshita's the good guy. And then all you're doing is taking the New Japan World Champion and going, oh, look, he looked really strong against our Continental Champion or whatever the fuck. Like, no shit. What? How does that help anybody? But he lost. So how did that help anybody?
The best guy is Tony Khan.
It's just poorly booked. And then Mox is like, oh, they actually have to cheer what happens. So let me fucking take this guy's move one more time. Why? Just end a match. Not every match needs something extra. Just stand on your shit. Oh, what? You don't want to give the fans everything all at once? No, you can't do that. That you become the MCU when you do that. You fucking oversaturate. It becomes bullshit. If everything happens all the time, then nothing means anything when something happens. If everything happens all the time, then nothing means anything when something happens. Put that on a fucking... I am telling you, that shit will live in infamy, okay? That's like Homer quotes and shit right there. William Shakespeare over here, okay? So we move along here and we talk more about Grand Slam, and at the House Rule show, Megabad pinned the Babes of Wrath. Well, Harley Cameron's foot was on the ropes and won the women's tag championship. It was an accidental title change.
You fucked up! You fucked up! You
Ladies and gentlemen, the referees have informed me that due to Harley Cameron's foot being on the rope, this match will continue right now!
And if it wasn't accidental, maybe it was just that was the plan for the house show. I just don't think Tone's a good enough booker to even think of something simple like that to elevate. But possibly. Speaking of women's tag teams at Grand Slam, and this is what everybody was talking about, and it sort of broke the internet a little bit. Just kidding. But the Inspiration are officially all elite. And people were triggered by this. And I think this is a situation where people have the right to be triggered by this. Because these are precisely the types of wrestlers that everyone would be shitting on if they were still in WWE. These are precisely the types of wrestlers that AEW sickos shit on in general. And if they weren't in... Sorry, I'm just trying to share the X link. X is having all type of bullshit going on here, so I'm just trying to fucking post the actual show so I don't see it posted on the TL. So the Iconics, the Inspiration, they are people that, and not to shit on them, I love them. I want to see them back in WWE. I told you guys they should sign somewhere. Hey, I even suggested before they should go from TNA to AEW if they get a bag. And I want to see Tony Khan sign more people that can sports entertain, and they need more people like this. However, these are the exact type of wrestlers that sickos would clown on and shit on if they were in TNA or WWE. In fact, they were just shitting on them recently on NXT and TNA during the invasion. They were fucking shitting on them, or the showdown, whatever you want to call it. And I love the Iconics, but this is the peak of what Tone has to offer. Like, he is not going to do anything of significance. Maybe they'll become tag champions, but when the AEW fans pop for this and go, oh my God, this is amazing, they would be shitting on this. This is like when Sid went to ECW. And it just shows how fucking hypocritical the whole gatekeeping aspect and the whole, like, we're the standard bearers, real wrestling. Now, sickos are going to do one of two things. They're either going to greatly reject the Inspiration, the Iconics, or they're going to embrace them wholeheartedly, like what happened here. But this was in Australia. Australia.
Welcome. This is Kathy, and this is Jesse, and we are officially all elite. Sensations.
Yeah.
Worldwide phenomenons. Also known as the Inspiration.
Yes.
And our research, a quest to
Found
find
him.
the best women's tag team.
They're not even reacting that crazy. And they don't really give a shit. And I bet you they'll hold those women's tag belts. But that's what's going to happen. Or they're being brought in to introduce ROH women's tag belts, which I could totally see Tone doing without question. If those don't already exist, those might already exist. And I don't even know, because there's too many titles in AEW and ROH. And ROH, I just watch when they have like one of their PLEs, like one of the, Final Battle and shit. Like, that's from before Tone's time. So I got to check it out. But this is all I'm saying. These are the wrestlers that AEW fans reject vehemently. If any casuals were to see them and go, oh, I'll check this out. Well, they shitted on them when they were in NXT. They shitted on them when they were in WWE. And they shitted on them when they were in TNA. Point blank. The people that AEW caters to. And the fans gatekeep and go fuck off, and this is real wrestling. And these girls were literally getting clowned on their AMC TNA debut when they dropped the titles. On their AMC TNA debut match is what I meant to say, rather, when they dropped the titles, right? So I don't want to hear people getting excited for, or I do. Like, I don't mean to shit on them. Good for them. But, like, fuck's sakes, man. How hypocritical does this fan base got to be? Who's going to stand up and go, yeah, it's an L if our fan base cheers this shit on? Let's be honest. They need to turn them heel. We don't like these types of sports entertainers around these parts. We don't like your kind around here. Sports entertainers around these parts here. Right? So I love the Iconics, and I want to see them win tag gold all over the place. And good for them. Like, this is what they need to do. Just be kind of part-timey models who also get paid a lot of money to be pro wrestlers here and there. That's what they kind of want to do, and they've been doing, which I'm all for. I'm not even against that. I'm just saying, like, the fan base. What the fuck? You guys didn't boo this out the building? These are exactly the type of people that not only have the sickos clowned recently, I think this year, they were clowning them specifically, but they are the type of wrestlers that they claim they hate, like sports entertainment slop or whatever they want to, fed slop or whatever they want to call it. So it's quite interesting to see the hypocrisy on display once again, as it were. Speaking of Grand Slam, everyone just close your eyes while I scroll so you don't vomit. We had their crowd or lack thereof. And who knows if this was from the start of the show or what, but it looks empty as fuck. This looks like before the show even started. But this is just a look of the arena that somebody posted. Yeah, this is well before the show started. But look, they went and filmed the ring. Now, I don't think the ring was super tiny. I think it was a standard ring. Or maybe they closed the space between the barricades. Maybe they used the smaller ring. But this is how the way the bars are constructed here. Or maybe I'm off on this. But remember, Tone was like, well, AEW rings are built a special way, so... Or is this a 16 by 16? I think they just closed the gap between the barricade and the ring. I'm not sure. Is this another ring gate? Is this another ring gate? I don't know, dude, but I feel like they're showing off the ring to show like we actually brought a ring this time. And it's so funny because Tone's cope was like, well, we build our rings a very special way that no one's built a ring before. And it's like, all right, then fucking build one in Australia. It can't be that expensive when you're this much of a fucking billionaire. Like, find someone to make one in Australia then. What's going on? You can't find somewhere to store one in Australia? And you're talking about going to Australia all the time? Doesn't even fucking make sense, buddy. So... we talked about the ticket sales and whatnot, and fans received free seat upgrades at Grand Slam Australia. So that bitch was empty. The crowd was dead in comparison to the last Grand Slam show, and a bunch of people were upgraded free tickets, and then they ushered a bunch of free people in and tried to get as many people as they could in the building for free. And it's just a slap in the face to everybody who bought fucking tickets previously. Imagine you spent $200 because they gouged. Imagine you spent $250 per person. And then they're like, oh, we'll upgrade your seats and shit. And then they just let a bunch of people in free when you would have been perfectly satisfied with your $200 seats if everybody paid $200 seats and it was packed. It's fucking crazy. You can't do a fire sale last minute, Tone. Like it fucks with your fans. It just lets people know to wait to buy tickets and that you're a free company that gives away free fucking tickets. And it was massively down. And we're going to see Wembley's about to be one of the most papered fucking houses of all time. And we'll talk about Wembley in a minute here, but fans also called out the limited merch at Grand Slam Australia. There was sold out. There were sold out titles and limited merch there. Someone actually took a picture. Let's see if Ringside News actually posted the fan picture. But there was a post of literally like one type of fucking shirt. So huge lines for merchandise. Here, let's look. Yeah, we have a bunch of posts. Shout out Ringside News for this, and let's watch some shit. So here's the lineups for merch. Huge lineups for merch. Obviously, you paid that much or you got ushered in for free to this event that fucking nobody gives a shit about. You're obviously going to, like, you're a sicko in Australia if you even know about AEW. So obviously you're going to grab some merch, right? Or you're going to at least check it out. Grand Slam. So this guy says Grand Slam actually got the worst merch stand I've ever seen. Holy, buddy. Pulls the Canadian. Holy. Was waiting in line. I was waiting in line for like 15 minutes, then realized they don't have anything decent. So I left. Laughing me arse off. So merch situation at AEW seems to be the same as last year. Things already sold out. World title in AEW, it's for the sicko shirts. You would have thought they would have learned from Brisbane last year. For fuck's sakes, man. We're not asking for special treatment, just a fair opportunity on merch. This is the fan reception. Like, Tone, you stink. Jesus. Tone stinks. Get somebody better on fucking
The best
merch.
guys, Tony Khan.
Get somebody better fucking marketing and promoting. Spend the money. Dave's saying you're getting 3.6 million every week. So you can't. I wonder if it's incumbent upon he has to be live and he just worked himself into a fucking shoot, brother, to where he has to go live unless there's like unforeseen shit or there's like an X amount of pre-tape shows. Like, I'm curious. Just go to Australia for 2 months this year doing house shows all over, smaller venues, little whatever places. Film Dynamite and Collision, pre-tape some shit, go live for 2 of them maybe. 2 a month, once a month, tape the rest. Pay the dirt sheets to not spoil shit. You already do that. Co-op them and give them free interviews so that they don't leak your shit. You already do that. And just start actually building up a fan base there. Go to the UK, hit every fucking... We want to go to Paris soon. What the fuck? Why? Because WWE went there and UFC's there. And TKO left an imprint and they spent time building the markets there. Why? Why do you want to go to Paris? Just because you can? Then spend the money on actually building it up. And actually fucking having people go, damn, I want to see the stars of AEW return here. Like, actually hit these places, do cheaper shows, fill up smaller buildings, do TV, shoot some YouTube programming, tape some fucking shows, rotate, tell a good story, rotate your roster that way a little bit, and then go there. Do it in Japan, do it in all these places. You're getting all these millions every fucking week. Do some house shows. Start doing house shows in America, in Canada, in the UK. You have all this fucking money. Start doing it. Your sets aren't getting better. The production's getting worse and lazier. You're doing smaller venues more and more. Why not just fucking do it? I don't get ahead of the game. Beat it to the punch and then start the rebuilding process that Dave Meltzer says you're in, but then also says you're beating Raw, and fucking MJF goes, everything's up year over year. But Dave's saying you guys are rebuilding. Dave calls your boss calls Dave. So you're all not on the same fucking page. And everyone points it out. And you know what I mean? You just want to argue against it. Why do the fans got to clamor for good merch? Your marketing's fucking terrible. Get away from pro wrestling tees, and get down with pro wrestle tee. PWT. Okay? Get out with the pro wrestling tees and get down with the PWT.
It's great.
And like do your own merch shit. Work out better merch deals for guys. Make sure you have merch in Australia and of size standard fucking pro wrestling rings. Like, what are we doing here, man? It's a shit show. Why was there not enough merch there when you already didn't sell a bunch of tickets? So imagine if it was as big of a success that Tone thought it was going to be. You would have ran out of merch. It would have been 10 times as worse with the little amount of merch you had there. Or did Tone just go, fuck it, and they just don't care what they send there? And Pro Wrestle Tees can't fucking produce enough product and ship it out there in time for the fans. Like, why are you shortchanging them and then gouging them on the ticket prices when there's no demand there? It's fucking crazy. So this guy says, we're not asking for special treatment, just a fair opportunity for merch. Please remember the everyday fans who make the atmosphere what it is. We just want a shot at the belt, no pun intended. This guy says, AEW Grand Slam merch is a huge letdown this year. Really average stuff and limited options compared to Brisbane. Also, we no longer get a $50 merch voucher, but a bucket hat instead. So, like, why are they downgrading? Why is Tone downgrading?
Tony Khan.
We need to see Tony Khan go on Caleb Hammer financial audit. So Seoban says, how the fuck is there no Brody King merch? He's in your main event. Fuck me dead. You're fucking kidding. What's up with their merch department? None of my wrestling shirts fit me anymore. Too big on me now. Thanks, weight loss estrogen. So now I'm just wearing a hate breed shirt to AEW Grand Slam as a way to signify I'm down with Brody fucking King. The Australia merch they got is fucking gross, piss yellow and green fishing shirt with the shape of Australia with the AEW logo in the middle. And this is the problem too. Their merch is the cheapest, laziest, fucking slop, man. AI. They were making these AI fucking shirts. They were garbage. Now they've gotten away from that. Whoever's doing their shirts now is better. They always go with the lowest hanging fucking fruit for the slogans. And they just go with the lazy, we're in your town shirt. WWE, they have the like 316 in your city. Like they obviously do the city focus shirts, RKO in St. Louis and all of these things. Yeah, they do that. Absolutely. But they do it at a fucking way. Like they have all these partnerships, and let's say they've hogged those up so AEW can't get any of those. That's totally fine. But they at least do it at a way higher level where their designs are nice and shit. It looks like shit you'd buy and wear around. With AEW, it's just the most generic EA Sports. It's in the game. You know when you guys get like EA games like NHL or like Madden or fucking FIFA, right? And then you go to create a custom team and it's just all the same logos copied over in each game, and it's just the same 10 logos every fucking year, and it's just like generic. Oh yeah, here's the continent of Australia with like their flower or like a kangaroo in the corner, and you can just slap that on a jersey. It's just generic shit, right? And then this person's calling it out too, saying like, yo, like I get it's our colors and everything here, but bitch, you ain't John Cena. This is some fucking, bright yellow, piss yellow garbage, easy fucking generic, like 6th grader level idea of hack fucking idea for merchandise. What the fuck? Like, we're people. We're not just like I don't know, man. It's like they go to the UK and they have these fucking bruv jerseys and shit. And it's like, yeah, obviously you want a bit of that stuff, but they're also just wrestling fans. Like they're people, they're people like everyone else. Offer them sweet looking shit that isn't like an ECW ripoff or something. So it's crazy you have that many instances of people calling out the merch. What a fucking L. Honestly. And I'm one to talk. I still haven't rolled out fucking merch. So while they were in Australia, Kyle Fletcher showed up at PWA Coliseum in his home of Sydney, Australia.
He is the AEW TNT champion. He is the Brutal Star. He is Kyle Fletcher.
So good for him. He cut a promo and shit.
PWA! Say my full name!
That's cringe. Oh God. That's super cringe. So MJF is showing up at HOG Wrestling.
Hangman at Revolution.
And he's going to take on Zilla Fatu for the Crown Jewel Championship. So you got your quote-unquote top guys and your champions just working indie dates and shit.
Zilla Fatu. People think you're next up. People think you have the potential to be the next big Samoan sensation, like The Rock, like Roman. Big shoes to fill, my friend. You know what I think? Gosh, I think you're just another sloppy Samoan Nepo baby back bitch. And I'm going to prove it. I'm coming to House of Glory and I'm putting the grandest prize of them all, the Triple B, the AEW World Championship, on the line. My friend, when this match is over, you'll be done getting on your hands and knees praying to the tribal chief, and you're going to have to start praying to Big Hebrew.
His fake tan is wearing off a little bit there. The lighting's really fucked up. But here's the thing, man. Why are people on indies getting world title shots at AEW's world title before people in AEW and shit? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's so fucking stupid. It's actually kind of cooked. And we're going to talk about MJF a little bit more. You know, Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy were out there doing a bunch of press for Grand Slam Australia and whatnot, and they weren't on Fanatics, but they were called on Fanatics View, or they were on something called Fanatics View. Pardon me.
Yeah. How's your relationship with Tony Khan?
He's a wonderful.
Oh, no. Sorry, I wanted to play this after. Editing Phil. Whoop, 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 whoop. We're editing that. Yeah, I wanted to play that after. That's in the Tony Khan section because we do have some cringe. I want to go over some of the boring stuff like the ratings and attendances, but I just want to make sure I cover everything from Grand Slam first. So in other indie / AEW news, the Inspiration will be heading to TJPW on March 29th to challenge Wakana Yuihara and Yuki Kamifuku for the Princess Tag Team Championship. So they're going to put some work in this Japanese match. Meltzer's going to give it 5 stars. And then they're going to pretend like, oh, these girls can really go and they're really good wrestlers now and shit. I swear something like that is going to fucking happen. Also, Lena Cross, another Australian star, became All Elite. And instead of introducing her in any type of way, they put her out in front of a fucking crowd. Nobody gave a shit. And then the commentary goes, oh, well, she was on Collision once before. We haven't seen her since, Taz. Like, buddy, introduce her in a more clever way. Like, this is retarded and doesn't work and doesn't get over. Nobody gets over. God damn it. So, we talked about the House Rule show and people getting upgraded tickets and all of that. And at Grand Slam, they didn't necessarily, people call it Grand Scam to this day, which is just terrible. But in other AEW news, okay, we have some thises and that's. Jake Doyle had successful surgery this week, so hopefully he recovers and comes back soon. And I hope he's doing all right. Andrade El Idolo told Rey Fenix they could conquer the world and win all of the tag team championships. And he told Rey Fenix that he should come over to AEW and join him as a tag team. And it's like, bro, you left him high and dry in WWE and probably fucked up his push. So what the fuck are we talking about here? Per Fightful, Chris Jericho is firmly under contract with AEW, and the belief among those around Jericho and within AEW is that his deal was frozen, quote unquote, after he took time off in 25. Now, I'm calling shenanigans a bit, and I have an allegedly for you guys. So, and the person telling me this would not even say this, would not even waste their time on this wrestling shit.
Allegedly.
If this wasn't like legit in some form or fashion here. So I'm going to read you guys this DM I got about it because we're on Chris Jericho. What? But apparently and here's what's crazy is I heard this shit and then like a couple hours later, this Fightful Select stuff comes out. And this keeps happening. You notice when this happens, I think it's to muddy the water. Honestly, because Jericho works the sheets. He keeps everything closely guarded. And I think Dave Pesner said, he was like, I know Jericho. I've known him for years. And like, unless you're his agent or his wife, you don't know what he's up to. Or like you're really close to him. But I got a DM saying, okay, so this could be a big behind the scenes work because he's known to work people in the past, but apparently Jericho still hasn't signed a new WWE contract. He told this directly to someone I know. So listen to the wording of that. He still hasn't signed a new WWE contract. So what does that mean? And it also came out, I guess, that Tony Khan allegedly froze Jericho. Like he's been frozen because he's taken time off. And I just don't think that it just doesn't pass the smell test because Tone can't and doesn't freeze guys for just simply taking time off or going on tour or shooting a movie or doing TV. He can't and doesn't and won't freeze people for doing that. If you get hurt, that's another conversation. But even guys like Edge and them, I've heard rumors. This is all rumors and innuendo. I've heard, and I'm not a dirt sheet, that guys like Edge, even if they get hurt, they're not frozen. And I was curious about, does Edge have another year and shit? And then they're talking about, well, his deal could be up in September. And that lined up with exactly what I was saying before. I think I'm pretty spot on. I've been pretty spot on with like the contract shit. Okay. Let me just say this right now. I don't think unless, and it's not outside the realm of possibility that Jericho, it was unplanned time off and Jericho agreed like, yeah, sure. If you keep paying me, I'll freeze my deal if you give me this time off, Tone, because we didn't plan on taking it off. But I've also pointed out that Winnipeg Dynamite is on April Fool's Day. It's true. Now, for Jericho, him returning to AEW is an L. Period. He has to go to WWE, and I'm going to tell you why. No one gives a fuck. So here's his dilemma. No one cares if he goes back to AEW, not even AEW fans. They were chanting, please retire, Adam. They don't give a fuck. No one will care. It will not do anything for the houses or ratings or anything, and that's not even burying Chris. It's just he's been there for years, and they were tanking. You can't put it all on him, but he's been there since day one, all the time, consistently. People saying he's washed, he's still wrestling fucking full time every show. And he was just there the whole time through the highlights and the lowlights. Jericho's been there. So you can't really put any metric of anything other than I'd say like initial success. And then maybe some of the downswing for sure. Cause he was doing some shit that people didn't like. And including the AEW fans. And that reflects in them telling him to fucking retire and hang it up. Jericho going to WWE, there's a shitload of people who don't give a fuck about that either. Who don't care at all. Right? But there is a lot of people and a lot of casuals who would love if he returned to WWE and see him have a retirement. See, if he's in AEW, people just want to see him retire. If he goes back to WWE, there are people who just want to see him retire, but there's a lot of motherfuckers who want to see him have a retirement tour at the same time in WWE, quote unquote, John Cena type thing, or not even that. Just come in for a quick 2-year run, put someone over, get out, or a 1-year run. Put someone over, Hall of Fame, get out. There's a lot of people who would want to see that. And you can tell by the crowds, the way they're chanting and shit like that. So this is what I was told. This could be behind the scenes work because he's known to work people in the past, but apparently Jericho still hasn't signed a new WWE contract. He told this directly to someone I know. At the same time, someone said that he heard Dom versus Jericho is still an idea for WrestleMania, and that a Balor versus JD angle, to know if it would be WrestleMania specifically, is something Balor has been calling for. This is all rumors and innuendo. This is South Park, okay, guys? So I also think JD, turning on Balor could be the ultimate betrayal that nobody sees coming, because we all see the Judgment Day breaking up a bit, but we all see JD sticking with Finn. However, what if JD becomes the leader of the Judgment Day and helps get rid of Finn? And that could be the heartbreak it takes to unleash the demon. And Finn and JD could have a banger of a match on a WrestleMania card. However, I just don't think maybe the betrayal could come at Mania and then the demons unleashed at Backlash or some shit. I don't know. And I'm not saying JD, they would ever put him as a solo act on a WrestleMania card, but hey, I wouldn't be mad at it entirely. It could open a WrestleMania and they could just go out there and blow the fucking roof off the place. And, so I don't hate on JD entirely if that's the way they choose to go. But yeah, from what I'm hearing, Jericho just has not signed a deal yet with WWE, whatever the fuck that means. And actually, to confirm the validity of this report here at PWT News, Phil Marks News, here is Chris Jericho.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild. Yay!
There you go, guys. That's what happens there with Jericho when Jericho comes around. So Willow Nightingale, she appeared on the news, the Hot News, ABC 10, to promote Dynamite on February 18 in Sacramento. This is
when I started wrestling, it was very selfish, where I was like, I'm a big fan, I love this, I want to do this. And that's where I think the bubbliness and like the wanting to have everybody be in a good mood comes from, because wrestling always made me happy. And so I go out there, I get to live out my childhood dream, I get to smile and wave at the crowd and everything. But then when I get in there and the bell rings, I get to kind of show this duality. It's like, oh, I'm this happy, wonderful woman, but I'm gonna be a champion in there. I'm gonna beat you up and show you why I'm the winner. Yeah.
And, that's
yeah, she's definitely someone you want to have on the news repping your company. She looks great. She speaks well. She's got 2 titles. I mean, Tone's got 3 cups, but two belt Willow over here. She just looks great, and I hope that they continue to push her, I guess, and it's weird they did the flip-flop with the titles. Like, I guess technically it didn't count as Bane and Penelope becoming champs or whatever. But Johnny Loves Taya is returning. So they fucking canceled that Hey EW show. But season 2 of Johnny Loves Taya has officially started. Watch episode 1 on the AEW YouTube page. So this is like a little sitcom. And I like the idea, like every Saturday on the AEW YouTube channel. And I like the idea of a wrestling company like using their YouTube channel to give people shows and stuff like this. But what's the budget on it? They just film it. Things are stop and start. PWT Unrestricted. Sorry. That's my show that's coming on Patreon where I'm going to fucking roast AEW Unrestricted, guys. That is coming soon too. And I'm going to call it PWT Unrestricted. But, it's one of like the worst pods ever with Will Washington and Aubrey Edwards. And it's just to keep them happy and busy with something, justify their fucking jobs. AEW Unrestricted. And then Hey EW is actually funny. I'm not even trying to shit on this. It's a good idea, I guess. Johnny Mundo and Johnny TV and Taya Valkyrie. But like, who's watching this? What kind of views does it do? Are they just happy doing this into the void until they get a push on TV? I don't know, man. I know they're featured in ROH and whatnot, and Taya's expressed that she's happy, like in her role, but who's watching this? Didn't she start like a travel vlog as well? And Kayla Braxton appears in it, I guess, and she's like, "Oh, does this mean that I'm signed to AEW? We'll see." AEW Double or Nothing 2026 has officially been announced for Sunday, May 24th at Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York. So I don't even think gambling's allowed in New York. I don't think. New York. Dun, 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 dun. And speaking of Queens and New Yorkans, however you refer to them, MJF was out here talking some shit to Raj Giri. So let's see here. Raj Giri had this to say. Actually, oh yeah, he deleted it. So MJF said, Hey, Raj, I know you're a huge fan of my work. Granted, how can you not be? I'm the best. So out of respect, I'm just going to have to correct you without verbally bending you over, which is hard for me. We are up in every single market in the States year over year. That's a objective fucking lie, buddy. And I don't care. I don't care what Raj Giri posted or deleted, MJF. You hear me? That's a fucking lie.
Liar! Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
You a journalist or a grifter? I believe in you, buddy. Thanks for deleting your original tweet. It takes a real man to take back misinformation. I will now delete all 500 of my drafts on you. So, I don't know, buddy. If this was the case, then why is double or nothing not in Vegas? Which, okay, you want to move it around to different cities, that's fine. But look at your Vegas numbers and shit. Like, it's just objectively false. So, is what it is, man. It's delusional. MJF is the world champ, and they sent him on a sicko spurg spree. And then he does little things like, Jeffrey Epstein, fuck that guy. Or he goes, Booker T's the man. And I really like Book. And then he does this little ass kiss shit to try and get everyone on his side. But realistically, like, you're headed to Ricochet territory with all these fucking copes, MJF, Maxwell. Okay. And so MJF, he gets his card pulled here. I think Julian Weeks posted a screen grab and was like, Max going around here talking about being up year over year is crazy, considering the last two Dynamites were both lower than the previous visits. And we were less than 2 months into 26. Like, come on, dog. So, again, you can just see it. The last time Dynamite was there, 5,000 tickets. This time, 4,000 tickets. Right? The last time Dynamite was at the place they're at right now, 2,800 tickets, 2,869. This Dynamite, 2,831 is the configuration for the sellout. So like about the same, but lower, right? So if they sell out this setup, which it doesn't even look like they did, or they may have just barely, then you're still wrong, Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still wrong, buddy. And we just started 26. It's a fucking cope. Like, quit coping. It's whatever. I don't actually blame Maxwell. Like, you got to put your company over. But then, like, why is Raj...
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
So MJF says AEW is in a better place after Problem Children left. And I'm like, man, you know, the Young Bucks are still there. Why would you say such mean things about them? You know? And so in boring TV ratings / attendance news here, as we were talking about the year-over-year attendance. So AEW presents Revolution, March 15. They've distributed 9,200 tickets. They're set up for 10,100. The last time they were there, they sold 11,600 tickets, or they distributed. So again, this looks to be down year over year. Maybe they do the same number, but certainly not up, MJF. AEW Dynamite, March 4 at the Don Haskins Center. So the last time they were there, it's their venue debut. They distributed 1,800 tickets. They're set up for 2,600. So a couple years ago, you guys would have sold 4,000 tickets and still would have got clowned on. Because a couple years before that, you would have sold 8,000 tickets or whatever the fuck. So it's a bunch of bullshit. Grand Slam last Saturday did 561 with a .10 in the key demo. So NXT whips Dynamite's ass. NXT beat this Grand Slam. This Grand Slam slaughtered TNA. But this is a huge number for a Saturday show, which some people are saying, oh, it's like Collision. It's just basically a glorified Collision. Now, I disagree. But 561, man. That's about what Dynamite does now. So there's still a lot of people who won't tune into a Saturday show, but there's like 250,000 of these fucking sickos who float around. They pop in when Dynamite does something hot. They pop in when Collision does something hot. They float in and out. They're AEW casuals, dude, and that's totally fine. But this is a great number for Collision. Good for them, or for AEW on a Saturday. Good for them. But it doesn't math when it comes to the Invisible Max numbers. So does this mean this show did well over 1 million viewers or whatever the fuck? I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. And that's what Battle of the Belts should have been. It's funny how Tony just fucked that all up too. AEW Dynamite, this is tonight. So again, the venue they're in, their last Dynamite, so they did beat it. Okay, here's one where they're up. So they outsold 3,007. 3,007 was the max setup. They beat it. They're up year over year by like 150 tickets. We'll give them in this market. So I guess round of applause for MJF and Tone. They sold 150 more tickets. So their setup was sold out. You got to take the W's where you can get them, man. You got to take the W's where you can get them. Speaking of taking W's where you can get them, man, Ricochet was struggling to get a fucking W, and he always is whenever he's on social media. And here's Dr. Mark Sampson clapping back and shitting on Ricochet for his comments directed towards Jimmy Corderas. And Doc Sampson is the doctor at AEW, and even he's like, "Oh, come on now, Ricochet.
Come on now, Eric.
Come on now, Rick. That's not very fair to shit on Jimmy Corderas." And I agree. People, these fucking sickos, and people show Jimmy Corderas way less respect than he fucking deserves. He was there for so many huge, massive fucking matches and uprise of fucking so many legends. It's crazy.
Enough is enough. And the only reason I'm chiming in on this, Chance, is for this one reason, is disrespect to Jimmy Corderas. Now, Jimmy Corderas, for those who may know or not know, one of the most tenured WWF, WWE referees in history. This man has been at the forefront of some of the biggest events. Forget front row seats. This guy was in the ring at arm length of many of these moments. I'm talking about Undertaker Yokozuna. I'm talking about the Royal Rumbles from the first one to maybe up to like 29, 28. Okay, this guy's been a part of them. Referee for some of the greatest matches. Let's us not forget, he was the referee in the ring when Owen fell. The first person to get to Owen was him. Enough is enough. And the only reason.
So, yeah, whoever posted this said, Mr. Sampson sharing his thoughts on Ricochet's vile comments directed at Jimmy Corderas. And yeah, it's just gross to go after him. Like, he's just giving his fucking opinion. Like, what? Okay, he hates on AEW, and then a bunch of wackos stan his shit. And then what has it done? It's not like it turned his podcast into this fucking heater banger that everyone's fucking watching. Like, who gives a shit? Shut up, you know? He's allowed to have his opinion, and his opinion's more valued than fucking people like a lot of these wrestlers, than Ricochet's. Jimmy Corderas has a way more valuable opinion than Ricochet does on this shit, I assure you. Fucking point blank. And speaking of terrible opinions and taking your fucking clout where you can get it, AEW literally thanked Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer for their fucking awards, dude. And you know Meltzer was like,
"Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen."
And then you know he was all
The best
like,
guys, Tony Khan.
And then you know Tone was like, with 3 cups in his hand. But they flex this, and we saw it in real time how Sports Illustrated was co-opted. Look at all of Alba's shitty, cringe-ass fucking tweets. Right? And he got co-opted for Sports Illustrated. We watched it in real time. It's the same thing with The Observer. And as we're going to cover on DMDMW, Alfred Kunawa chronicled how Dave suggests something and his readers and listeners follow. And that's how they vote on these fucking votes. Like, you have to be a sycophant to even be a voter in the shit, or to even read the shit. And AEW flexed these like they did the Sports Illustrated Awards. And you know that Dave was like, well, Tone, you know, it's like, except Brian, well, you know, it's like, Tony, you posted SI. All of these awards are fake other than mine.
He had Cuervo with him the whole time too.
You know, Brian, they need to feature us if you're going to feature Sports Illustrated. That's not even a real publication. That's what Dave was saying. I don't take any of these awards seriously, but Sports Illustrated got it spot on. Fucking completed.
Or, you know, the young superstar, you know, babyface, you know, that former heel thing. So
And it is just what Dave likes. That's what his people, his sycophants, vote. And Tone went ahead and posted this as if it was some sort of flex. You know? And it's pretty goofy. I'm not going to lie. What, am I fucking blocked by these idiots? What's going on over here? Why can't I remove that shit? So, in other controversial news, CNN confirms in an article that WBD owns a minority stake in AEW. So just confirming what we kind of already knew and what we've known for a long time. But a president in the Hall of Fame, the embrace of contemporary issues is part of a larger politically shaded rivalry. I'm a dumbass playing out in the industry between the 7-year-old AEW and the industry's ruling juggernaut for generations, WWE. WBD, CNN's parent corporation, owns a minority stake in AEW. So just confirming what we already know. And I think, again, we're going to learn that they've just been peeling off the top, peeling off the top, peeling off the top, peeling off the top. And speaking of peeling off the top and being co-opted in the Wrestling Observer, Dynamite Dave, and this is and will be in Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. We'll talk about this again a little bit tomorrow, but he's already launched his defense over the CMLL tag rules, and we're going to roast Dave more tomorrow. Time cop. But you guys remember when Dave Meltzer was saying, and we covered this on DMDMW live every Thursday night. Remember when Dave was saying that AAA and WWE getting in bed together, WWE co-opting AAA and owning them would fucking like begin the mark of the downfall of Mexican wrestling and Americanizing Lucha Libre and all this shit, right? And then what happened? Well, CMLL has abandoned their fucking captain rule for tag matches. What's missing here? CMLL confirms they've dropped captain rules, and all matches are now one person on a team gets pinned to end the fall. So Dave Meltzer went out there and said, yo, WWE's going to kill Lucha tradition and all this shit. And then you see Tone going out there and taking pictures with Wheeler Yuta and fucking Claudio and the CMLL belt on Collision, trying to steal their fucking history. And then not only that, he's actually changing the fucking rules because they're trying to Americanize this shit, CMLL is, by removing the captain rule. Where's Dave's article talking about how doing the doom and gloom, right? So in CMLL trios matches, each team designates a captain. A fall is won by pinning, submitting the opposing captain, or by defeating both of their teammates. Matches are typically 2 out of 3 falls, and if the captain is pinned, the entire fall ends immediately. So they abandoned that rule. And it's just first fall to a finish. And again, we're going to fucking cook Dave for this shit. But, you know, he talked about how in Mexico, CMLL is trying to portray this as they are your local promotion, giving you the product that's part of your culture. AAA is being run by outsiders with no regard for that culture. Paul Levesque saying AAA will continue to be traditional, even though AAA never was in the first place, is the attempt to counter that impression. Like, look at this crybaby, whiny little sucky fucking, you know what I mean? Dave Meltzer's such a cuck.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And then you see fucking how he reacts to CMLL, no reaction when they've removed the fucking captain rule. And why else would they do that? It has to be because of Tony Khan and AEW. There's no other reason for it. So we're going to get into Tony Khan Cringe. We are going to get into Tony Khan Cringe. Thunder Rosa back on TV. So it's weird. Why don't AEW folks ever come up with their own shit? Someone has a sign there that says "Escape from Palcatraz," and it's because people were calling it Guantanamo Bay. It's like, come up with your own shit. Yeah, let's see here. Guys, yeah, we have, sorry, I was just watching what was going on. Guys, did you guys see fucking what's going on Dynamite here or what? And of course, MJF and at least yeah, so guys, sorry. I'm just fucking reacting to stuff, and I'm also just watching the show. Jet Speed's out, the Beast Mortis is out here now. Just funny because they called him underrated in the Observer. Sorry. So we got Thunder Rosa back, but also we got B3CCA in this bitch. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see fucking Becca? And we opened the show with Becca, and she was on fucking Dynamite. Amazing. Shout out B3CCA. Should be fucking should be held in higher regard there. Oh my god, guys. Becca was on AEW. That fucking rules. I mean, come on. Do we have to play some fucking Becca? I mean, that's stellar. Amazing for Becca. Again, though, her and Viva Van deserve way better. Like, what the fuck was that? They should be featured way more heavily. We started the show with Becca. Becca fucking rules. Let's see her in NXT or something soon. That's all I can say. Viva Van's really good too. She had like fucking 14 indie titles at one point as well. For Jamie Hayter, nope, in a squash match. It will be great to see Becca as all AEW. No, it won't happen. They were just there to get the Brawling Birds over. It is what it is. Should I be more hyped for that? I was doing news and shit. I just didn't expect to see Becca. You know, we celebrated. We opened the show with Becca. I'll close the show with some Becca this evening as well. So, yeah, it was Becca and Viva Van in the Hater match. Okay, so pardon me. We are going to get into some cringe Tony Khan action here. Let me pull this up over here. Yeah, Becca fucking rules. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let me fucking hydrate. Everybody hydrate. You know Tone is. It's 3-cup time. I've got 2 cups right now. One with iced coffee, one with water. And we're going to get into the best guys, Tony Khan. And let's get into the best guys Tony Khan. Sorry, a lot of dead air action going on here. Just all right, guys. So Tony gets roasted, toasted, and burnt to a crisp. This is the best guys Tony Khan. And he gets roasted, he gets praised, he gets put over. We have some Tony Khan EFAP action. We have some quotes from him and him addressing the crowd. It's really just, he's on the super yacht Kismet, a boat video. We have just a fucking smorgasbord of hilarious cringe tone, every single angle here. Timeless Tony Storm. Let's start with a positive. Timeless Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy talk about their relationship with Tony Khan.
How's your relationship with Tony Khan?
He's a wonderful man. Ever so grateful.
Yes.
He changed my life.
Yes.
He changed professional wrestling forever. And I'm not saying that like lightly, like as a joke. No, like literally he changed professional wrestling forever for the
that's not true.
better, I feel, obviously, because I work there. But like
if AEW's around forever, then okay, I'll retract this in a million years. But I highly disagree.
Without him, none of this would have been possible. So he's
our guy.
He's our guy.
He's our man.
And he loves doing Instagram live promos.
Yes.
So if you want to see Tony Khan doing,
dude, they fucking suck. The Instagram live promos absolutely stink, and he's here putting them over right now.
Instagram live Wednesday.
We're about to roast 2 of them.
Afternoon, usually he'll make Tony and I go in the office and do a nice Instagram live. We're not going to record it. We're going to do it live.
One take Tony, they call him.
One take Tony.
And it's so fucking cringe and bad.
For me, that as well.
And he's never missed a show, right?
What's that?
He's never missed a show, Tony?
One take Tony, okay? It doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's compelling or good in any way.
Tony Khan is the only person, I think Paul Turner, a referee, might be the only other person to be at every single All Elite Wrestling show.
It's crazy.
Exemplary attendance.
Right, Fulham and
I've known Tony Khan for about 6 years now. I don't know when he sleeps. I can't tell you when he sleeps.
That's not a good thing. That's literally something that everyone criticized Vince McMahon for. And you assholes are sitting here putting it over like it's a good thing.
Stupid idiot.
Keep the same energy.
He does not stop.
Next, we're going to find out he's shitting on horse heads on planes. God damn it, pal.
When you're trying to promote and build a company like that, you're not there, so sleep. You sleep when you die.
But it's also all the other stuff that he's like. He's so.
Oh, it's also all the other stuff he's doing. Oh, so he's spread super thin, like Vince was, and everyone said that wasn't a good thing, and the television show suffered because of it. Weird.
Involved with Fulham.
No, but Tony's just better, man. Like he takes Adderall and drinks Starbucks and has $1 billion, even if it fails. Vince failed, and it was actually his money. It was actually his money. So when it failed, it actually meant something. But if Tony fucks up, it doesn't even matter. Billions. His dad's got billions, bro. Like what? How is it different?
In the Premier League, he's so involved with the Jaguars.
I was just about to ask about the Jaguars too. I was about to say he's on the Jaguars too.
Oh man, it's so fucking. I was gonna ask you about the Jaguars. Fucking guy who 5'5" guy, fucking 130-pounder. Yeah, let me ask you about the NFL and the Jaguars. Why would he know anything about it, bud? Holy, who found these guys? And that was them blowing Tony Khan. And here is somebody called Nick Khan. The best guy is Nick Khan, right? Who shits all over Tone whenever he gets a chance. And he was on the Ringer. And he took shots at Tone. So let's listen.
In terms of the other wrestling promotional company, they have a lot of talented wrestlers, and we're happy about that. When contractually, they're available to be, talked to and have conversations with, assume a number of them will come over. And nothing but respect for the father who
that was way too nice.
Finances it and owns the Jaguars and all those other things. In terms of the other,
it's low key, subtle, petty shit. but it's deserved because, again, people want to pretend like Tony Khan didn't go at Randy Orton publicly, didn't have a go at Undertaker and Cena publicly, didn't have a go at Triple H and Shawn Michaels publicly, hasn't thrown tantrums, hasn't fucking talked a bunch of shit. Like 100% Nick Khan is well within his rights. And just having people like Dave lie about like who Nick Khan has fucking, whether their interviews are fake and all this shit. Meanwhile, look at the work Dave's done and Sports Illustrated's done and shit. Platforming Hangman recently to just say dumb fucking shit in that Marty Scurll interview to clear the air, and he just made himself look more fucking stupid. But he's like, all the respect to the father who finances it and whatever. None of the respect to Tone, because it hasn't been respectable yet. I gotta be honest. Maybe the fucking Wembley show you could say is respectable, but Tone had a quote here, and he talks about All In, and they're going back to London, and he says it's the best place in the world to host wrestling. And on TalkSport, he says, I can't wait to return for AEW All In London. It's my favorite place in the world to have a wrestling event. I've had so many of my greatest memories in my life, whether it's Jacksonville Jaguars, Fulham Football Club, or All Elite Wrestling. We've had some incredible days and nights at Wembley Stadium, and I can't wait to return this August for AEW All In London, where All Elite Wrestling set the world record for the most tickets ever sold for any wrestling event after I papered it. So, Tone's doing his thing. Everything's great in his world.
This is great.
And he's excited to do this show. I just don't think it's going to go off that well. I think everybody's just going to be clowning the papering of the house, and that's not going to bode well for him ultimately in the end. In the end, it doesn't really matter because people are just going to point out how cheap the tickets are, how low the attendance is. Or actually, Tone's going to try and gouge off Rip. And then last second, they'll get a bunch of people. Then Thurston will do a turnstile count, and it's going to be embarrassing. And it already has been embarrassing. But, it is what it is. As far as all of that's concerned. So here is Tony Khan addressing the fans in Grand Slam Sydney. Again, he's terrible at this. This has not worked for years and years. So I don't know how the fuck he gets away with still doing this and people don't boo him out of the fucking building. Let's hear if he tries to get them to chant pay-per-view this time.
So great to be here for my first time ever in Sydney. What a beautiful city.
It's so great to be here for my first time ever in Sydney. Okay, why would they cheer you, bro? Like, what do you do? Why does that warrant you getting cheered?
I had to ask you all, how many of you have ever been to AEW before tonight? How many of you are here at AEW tonight for the first time ever? Well, we're about to have a great time. We're moments away. So great.
That's great. We're moments away. Sign up. Chant pay-per-view. Yeah, it's great. Craziness. So on February 11th, we're going back in time to some of these videos we did not EFAP. Here is Tone with Bryan Danielson. Strap in. The best guy is indeed
The
Tony
best guy is
Khan.
Tony Khan.
And let's EFAP this live stream Tone did. And in this one, he has like an anime picture of himself holding a gun in the background. And it's like a painting he did when he was a kid. This is what I'll look like when I grow up.
Wrestling's not fake.
Like, what the fuck is this? I have no clue. And he's here with Danielson. And he's cutting a promo, 2-cup Tone. So he is double cupping. And let's take a listen to what he says here Again, just the framing of it's off. One Take Tony. Oh, you guys should go check out these lives he does. No, Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm. Don't encourage people to do that. It's fucking cringe, and he's a cringe lord, and it's going to turn people off.
Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's great to see you, and I'm so excited about Wednesday Night Dynamite tonight, and I'm so excited that this man is joining the commentary team again for Wednesday Night Dynamite tonight.
I can't wait. I mean, there's some incredible matches tonight. I can't wait to see Tommaso Ciampa against Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship. I can't wait for Chris Statlander and Tekla in a strap match. I've been in a strap match. It's going to be visceral.
It's funny how they just had a fucking strap match, too. People are like, they built up to it, bro. I'm like, kind of, man.
Real. And it's going to be awesome to be
because you have a heated feud. It's not enough to be like, well, let's have a strap match just because, like, sometimes things need to come into play, like, oh, you took your belt off and whipped me and shit. And maybe some of that happened. I don't know, but it's just not enough people watch Collision unless it's a special Grand Slam and shit. I don't know. We're going to breeze through this one because this is from like a week ago. About a week ago.
For it.
I can't wait for tonight. It's going to be a great Wednesday Night Dynamite. I'm so excited. Brian's going to be back at ringside. We also have a huge tag team match coming up. 3-way tag team with a wild card team coming tonight to Dynamite to take on the Rascals, who are coming off a great win this past weekend in the street fight, and the Young Bucks, who are also coming off a great win this past weekend on AEW Collision.
Okay, can you give me a hint? Who's it going to be?
It's not that long. We're just hours away.
Oh, but I'm dying to know.
The show's coming up soon, Brian.
I know.
You're going to find out with everybody else. It's going to be a great Wednesday Night Dynamite. Brian's very excited. I'm excited that we've got Kenny Omega face-to-face with Swerve Strickland, especially after what happened last week. I'm sure you saw it, Brian, with the huge Kenny Omega.
I'm sure you saw it, Brian. I'm sure you did, right? You were watching. And Brian's just like, hey, stay wide-eyed and bushy-eyed as long as I can.
Omega Andrade match and the finish of that match.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. I bet Kenny Omega's not exactly happy, and so but Swerve hasn't been super happy with Kenny either. So
it's going to be an interesting altercation.
So he's sitting there like held hostage. Why are we doing this? This is cringe. Yeah, he doesn't like him, so let's keep it going. He's sitting there like, Tone, you understand, even if this was on TV, this wouldn't work. Well, social media is different than TV, Phil. Well, I know that, Tone, but it's like people want like a quick boom, 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 boom. It would serve Tone better if he did each little match explanation in 1 minute and just with subtitles, boom, 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 boom. And just drop it quick. 1:20 at the most. Here's the matches. Boom, 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 boom.
Tonight, and also speaking of altercations and situations, my office is always hectic on the day of the show. People come in.
Why don't you show us that? Why isn't that a plot point on the TV show? How hectic your office is? Why is it just people standing here looking like they're being held captive?
People demanding matches. Last week, I mentioned we had a great Wednesday Night Dynamite. Of course, I mentioned that great match with Kenny Omega against Andrade El Idolo. A lot to look forward to. We're heading to Grand Slam Australia. Hangman Page versus Andrade El Idolo. MJF versus Brody King. Lots of big matches coming up. I'm also very excited to have the Continental Championship at stake. We've got the Continental Champion, Jon Moxley, taking on Konosuke Takeshita, the Alpha. Last week, a great trios match with the Don Callis family versus the Death Riders. The Death Riders have demanded another match with the Don Callis family. They want a trios match, another crack at Don's guys and Takeshita before Australia.
Don's guys. They want another crack at Don's guys, Brian.
Yeah, we're going to see that match tonight, and I can't wait because representing the Don Callis family, it will be Josh Alexander, Mark Davis, and Konosuke Takeshita versus the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Jon Moxley. I'm thinking,
why? Like what? We say it every week, folks. We say it every week. Who is this for?
That's going to be a great match tonight, and I'm looking forward to that one as well. should be a great one, Brian.
Yeah, Takeshita and Moxley have developed a pretty great rivalry, as have the Dunkhouse family and the Death Riders. You know what I'm really interested to see, because I don't think I've ever seen it, is Pac and Takeshita in the ring together.
It's going to be excellent. I can't wait to see this match. There's so many great combinations to your point. Last week, of course, there was a great trio.
Yeah, I mean, like Jim Cornette sums it up best. Tone, it's not good booking by just putting guys on a show. Good booking means a good wrestling show, angles, heat, a fuck finish that leads to this. This guy returns, this guy debuts, this fucking guy says he wants this, and because of that, this happens. Oh, there's an injury, we work to shoot, whatever. That's good booking. Just saying, here's two very athletic wrestlers, go out there and wrestle. They'll have a great match. Okay, sure, Charlotte Flair will have a great match with a broomstick. That doesn't mean it's like good booking. So it's crazy how he just like, oh yeah, there's all these cool combinations. No, I don't care. Yes, I care about when two guys throw cool fake kicks at each other in pro wrestling. It's cool when you build it up and there's a reason. Like, yes, I want to see Roman and Punk wrestle. But if it's just like, well, they're fighting just because, then I don't care. When they go and cut that promo like they did on Raw, when Roman has to conquer the Rumble to get there and shit, leading to that promo, leading to their next interaction, leading to the vignette, leading to the promo package at the actual pay-per-view, etc. That's the shit that's the sizzle to the steak, man. That's the seasoning, and Tone just doesn't get it. And people go, oh, he's a good booker. He put Swerve and Omega in there. What a great booker. Well, no, like anyone could just do that. Anyone could be like, oh, you know, it would be amazing. Guys, I figured it out. No, it would be so amazing. Fucking Kenny Omega versus Randy Orton. Greatest booker ever. Like anyone could just write that down, and then you're a billionaire. You can pay them to do it. That doesn't mean you're a good booker, though. Unless you're just doing fucking spot shows. Or you're just doing shows, not spot shows. Maybe that's not the right terminology, but you're just going out there and doing like fucking a super indie. Then that works, which is what AEW is. And people will go, well, that's the point. It's like, hey, then shut the fuck up about WWE all the time. Stop asking MJF about WWE unless it's like, hey, when you grow up, do you want to go there one day where the big boys play? Unless that's the question, stop fucking talking about it. Well, Tone pays them more than that. Okay. Who gives a shit? Tone pays them more than WWE did. So that means he's a player and on their level. No, it fucking doesn't. I could be a billionaire, pay a bunch of fucking beer leaguers, and buy a fucking franchise, give the NHL money and get a fucking franchise and hire a bunch of beer leaguers, turn them pro. It doesn't mean they're going to beat fucking... You know, they're not going to the Olympics. They're not fucking winning the Stanley Cup. Like, I don't understand how the fuck people don't understand this, you know?
Match between these groups, another great trios match coming up tonight. Should be a fantastic Dynamite. Speaking of last week, something that happened outside the ring. A lot of people were very upset to see the Dogs from New Japan, Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors, show up in AEW and attack.
People say that Tone hides the microphone in the cup. Like the cups are empty. So this is 2-cup Tone. And apparently the cup is empty and it's like he's hiding his mic in there and shit. But that's not entirely true because we've seen him to double and triple cups and pour liquid into them and drink it and shit. Like we chronicle this shit so much. So maybe for these backstage segments, that's true, but it's not 100% all the time true. Which I'm not even against double cupping, by the way. I'm not even against that at all. It's just cute that he does it.
Darby Allin and take Darby Allin out of the arena and assault Darby Allin. A lot of people here are very upset with it. Darby Allin has a lot of friends in AEW, including Orange Cassidy. And I mentioned Grand Slam Australia. Orange Cassidy's got a huge match coming up, a hair versus hair tag team match. The loser of the fall gets their head shaved. Orange Cassidy and Timeless Tony Storm this Saturday are going to take on Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir. Well, Orange Cassidy is always looking for a fight.
Oh yeah, intergender, whoever takes the fall gets their head shaved. That could be interesting. Again, it's Tony just adds stipulations. It's like universe mode. It's just like, okay, here's this stipulation just because. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. And I get it. Like, Yuta was bringing scissors out and clipping hair. Okay. That's like the surface level. It's just like that's all been done, and this isn't a fresh coat of paint. You're doing it with people who aren't over and can't like rebrand it and make it a thing that we care about. Like, you can give fucking John Cena a timeless tune. Oh, I'm just going to heel turn and then heel on the crowd. And fucking, I'm going to cut these heel promos. Then I'm going to baby face. Like, you're not John Cena, bro. So you can't just get away with doing just old fucking been done 100 times, but getting people invested, right? So you got to come up with new shit. So it's garbage and it's out of nowhere. It's just to get to a fucking hair match. It's not like, you know, did Yuta want to cut his hair? So they're like, oh, well, let's do it in a hair match. That could be the case, but either way, not to harp on that too much, which I can't help myself. But I don't even know where I was going.
With the Death Riders, and tonight also, he and a lot of people here are looking for a fight with the Dogs and with Clark Connors.
Just saying it's a huge match, though, and then it's intergender and all this shit, and then the one person who takes the fall. It would be a great way also to like get someone heat. They throw someone under the bus to get their head shaved, which then can fucking turn into a feud after the head shaving or whatever the fuck. There's just so many ways you could approach it that's kind of new and unique in that situation. Like, I'm not even hating on it. You know, Tone gets some good ideas, like tables and tacks. I thought was a good idea. But yeah, anyway.
Being here in AEW tonight, the Dogs have worked with the Death Riders. Tonight, we will see Clark Connors team with Daniel Garcia against Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. I think that'll be an excellent match, and certainly Orange Cassidy, ahead of this Saturday's hair versus hair match, he'll be gunning for payback on behalf of Darby against Clark Connors.
Yeah, it should be an incredible match, but what I'm really looking forward to is that hair match that you talked about. I am praying that Wheeler Yuta gets his head shaved.
Well, we'll see what happens this Saturday, and we'll see what happens tonight. It's a huge lineup tonight, Brian. There's so much to look forward to. You mentioned those big championship fights.
So they thought there would be heat on Yuta getting his head shaved. I just don't, like, guys, it's not working. People don't care.
The strap match. You've been in the strap match before. You've been in one of the greatest strap matches I've ever seen. You've been involved in some of the great championship fights. You mentioned the big championship fight, Fletcher versus Ciampa. I think it's going to be an awesome show tonight, Brian.
It should be incredible. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it from ringside.
It's going to be awesome. And I'm so
you sure sound
excited that Brian's back on commentary with us for Wednesday Night Dynamite, and it's coming up very soon, just minutes from now, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m.
It's on minutes from now, so imagine you're not watching the live. Not 160K people watch it live. That's replay. So then you watch it, and it's like minutes from now. I don't know who it's for. This is a 5-minute video, Tone. So what if I tune in 3 minutes late and then it's like 3 minutes? Is this overlapping with Dynamite? Like, Jesus
Central, Christ. Wednesday Night Dynamite on TBS and HBO Max. Don't miss it tonight.
Oh, man. Cringe. So that was terrible and super cringe. And hilarious. We have a couple more that I'm super excited for. So that was like a week ago, I believe, to the day that live went down. And on Valentine's Day, Tone, wearing his finest Jacksonville Jaguars jacket, say that 5 times fast, we can see the reflection in his glasses, which is just fucking hilarious. He's on the Super Yacht Kismet, or he's standing on a balcony or something. I'm not sure which one. Steamboat Tone at it again, and he was live. This was on Valentine's Day, and I wonder if he had a hot date or not, or if he was left stranded at the drive-in.
Hey, it's great to see you all.
And he's keeping them shorter. He's keeping them shorter. He's listening to Phil Marks. He's keeping it shorter, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Hey, it's great to see you all. Wow, it doesn't sound too exciting.
Hey,
Doesn't
it's
sound
great
too
to see
great.
you all. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're having a great weekend. And moments from now, AEW Grand Slam Australia begins. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m.
I'm not there. I'm on the super yacht Kismet. It shipped me in to Australia. I'm super fucking rich. I don't know if you know that.
This is great. Central on TNT tonight and on HBO Max. Sydney's such a beautiful city. We're having a great weekend here. You don't want to miss this show. It's going to be absolutely a fantastic wrestling show, and it starts minutes from now. And I just wanted to let you know you don't want to miss this one. It should be a fantastic.
You don't want to miss it, but I'm going to miss it because I got a hot date on the super yacht Kismet. Fuck that AEW's nerd shit. I got a bad bitch. Tones, I'm dating Bonnie Blue. She's on OnlyFans.
Fantastic event. We're having a great run of AEW events in 2026, coming off a great 2025, and so far 2026 has been an awesome year for AEW. And I hope you're all having an amazing Valentine's Day. I just wanted to let you all know, first of all, Sydney is a beautiful place. We're going to have a great weekend here in Australia. Also, it'll be kind of fun after Grand Slam. We'll be having AEW House Rules tonight in Brisbane, Australia. I'm excited for that. We know that Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir will be teaming up against Timeless Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy, but there's so many questions going into this event. Will Jon Moxley still be the Continental Champion? Will there be
It's cooked that they stuck fucking poor Tony Storm with Orange Cassidy to try and like keep him relevant in some way.
another person without hair in that match? Who will be the TNT champion? Who will be the AEW World Champion? AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions? Going into Revolution, the top contender for the championship is at stake with Andrade El Idolo and Hangman Page. There's so much exciting wrestling on tonight's show. So much to look forward to. It's going to be an awesome event. And it starts.
I'm so excited. Can you see my hair? My hair's just standing up. It's so exciting. I'm excited. It's great.
Starts just minutes from now. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And again, after the show is over, you can follow us here on AEW social media, and we'll be having some updates coming out of AEW Grand Slam Australia. But also, I'm very excited about going back and being in a different time zone, doing something I like.
Time Cop. I'm in a different time zone, so it's kind of like Time Cop.
To watch when I'm back in the U.S. We'll be on late at night. You'll get the post-match promos. I like to watch New Japan Wrestling late at night.
And I like to watch Time Cop in between.
And see the post-match interviews and follow the events. And we'll be giving updates from House Rules tonight. And I can't wait. It'll be a really fun weekend here in Australia. And it all gets kicked off on TNT moments from now, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. You can watch it on TNT or you can stream it on HBO.
Moments from now, here's the time. No, they just say the top of the hour. Like, people understand, and they're watching you from all over the world, presumably, right? So you want to say it's happening right now. It's happening right now. You don't want to miss top of the hour.
Max, thank you for watching Grand Slam Australia tonight, and thank you all supporting AEW. This past year has been phenomenal. Thanks to you. We had a great Grand Slam here last year in Brisbane, and now being back here in Australia. I'm excited about tonight's show in Sydney, and then heading to Brisbane, going back for House Rules with some big updates coming out of Grand Slam. Stay tuned to AEW social media, and I'll check back in with you later tonight. Thank you all for supporting AEW, and definitely you don't want to miss AEW Grand Slam Australia moments from right now. Thank you very much.
Oh, he's so cute. He's so happy. And he's just like, I'm on a date. I'm actually not there in fucking Australia.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever stops. I don't think he'll ever relinquish control. And I don't think he'll ever stop loving AEW, dude. I just don't think it'll happen. I know, like, JJ will come on the show and say, if he doesn't get a TV deal, he's going to stop having fun with it. I just don't see it. I just think he doesn't care. He will go to his fucking grave, spend every nickel and dime he has to do this shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's our last Tony Khan Cringe moment. And again, 4 minutes here. Like, he is taking his goddamn time with these videos still, but taking much less time to do these videos. They should be like a minute and a half long. Instead, he's now shortened them to like 3 to 5 minutes, not going 12 minutes and stuff. So clearly listening to PWT live show, everything Tone does is in response to what I'm saying.
Wrestling's not fake!
Here's Tone in his best Jacksonville Jaguars. What do you call that? Turquoise? Greeny blue or bluey green? And this time, 2 Cup Tone has and if you take a look, 1 blue cup. Now, the reason for that, which I'll explain, I don't know if people know how this works or not, but it's impossible to stack 2 coffee mugs up, one on top of another. And that's why he doesn't have 2 or 3 cups. However, we see a blue cup here, and it contains what looks to be black liquid. Now, this black liquid is one of 2 things, okay? It's either black coffee with lots of espresso in it, which is what I maintain. He takes Adderall and espresso and drinks coffee black. I've always assumed this. Or it is oil because it's one of Tone's clones, okay? So he has to grease the wheels a bit, and that is pure motor oil, which keeps this Tone bot functioning. It's one of the other folks. We'll get to the bottom of it. But yeah, he's got this blue cup. He's blue cup Tone instead of 2 Cup Tone. And this one's only 5 minutes long. This was this evening before Dynamite went on the air.
Hey, it's great to see.
Hey, he tried to switch it up. Hey, it's great to see you.
Beautiful Wednesday. I've got some great news. I just got the viewership numbers from AEW Grand Slam Australia. It is way up over last year's show, and it's one of the highest Saturday AEW Collision numbers ever in the regular time slot. Very excited. That was great. And here in Sacramento, everybody's fired up for a big Wednesday night Dynamite tonight. There's so much to look forward to tonight. I'm really excited about this show. And I have to say, coming back from Grand Slam Australia, it was a hard week of travel. But here in Sacramento tonight, we've been hit with a number of wrestlers, not only with injuries, but also illness. Thankfully, none of the announced matches are affected. We have a huge lineup tonight. We've got
Everyone's hurt and fucked up and sick, and the travel was rough, but thankfully, none of the wrestlers, we have so many people on the roster. Those were all people in ROH that you don't care about. You know, what the fuck?
Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland for the first time ever tonight. What a huge main event match.
Main event match. Pardon me, one take Tone. It's still great, though. You still have to say this is good. This is what Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm are bragging about. Yeah, Tone, he does one take. Yeah, and it's shit.
Versus Kenny Omega. I can't wait for that. And to get Hangman Page and MJF face-to-face ahead of AEW Revolution after they both picked up huge wins at that awesome Grand Slam Australia show.
Who do you think you are, Phil Marks?
Speaking of Grand Slam Australia, the Babes of Wrath retained the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. They actually retained the titles twice. They wrestled twice in Australia on Grand Slam and House Rules. And after Willow made 2 title defenses of the tag titles, she's going to make her 3rd title defense of the week in a 4-way match tonight. It's going to be fantastic to have Willow Nightingale defending the TBS title, but she's in a very dangerous position tonight
and Willow might be biting off a lot, making a defense because she's going up against very tough competition.
Tone was just talking about Swerve Kenny Omega. Swerve just pinned Omega 1, 2, 3 with his finish, sees the refs down. Like there's no, like, not for the finish, sorry, like for the visual win. And then he starts cheating by fucking throwing him on the buckle and all this shit. Then another ref comes out. Why didn't he fucking just cheat, get the pin? Other ref comes out. Kenny's kicking out, false finishes. Holy fuck, man. The worst booking, the worst shit of all time. These motherfuckers just don't know what they're doing.
First of all, somebody who's very angry coming out of Grand Slam Australia, Marina Shafir, and somebody else who's really angry coming out of Australia, Megan Bain, the Megasis.
Oh, and I think the fans are really angry coming out of Australia, looking at the merch table setup you guys had going on.
With her unbelievable record in AEW, and somebody who's been on a great run, winning singles matches and competing and chasing championships. And that's Mina Shirakawa, somebody who was very happy after Grand Slam Australia. So that's going to be a great four-way match for the TBS title tonight. And speaking of big championships in Grand Slam Australia, Jon Moxley retained the AEW Continental Championship, going the distance with the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. Now, one of the hardest hitters, somebody known as one of the best wrestlers out of Australia, the very dangerous Mark Davis. He wants payback against Mox. Mox got involved in Mark Davis's tag team championship match, and Mark Davis's partner and stablemate in the Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita, and his partners in the Don Callis family in the Continental Classic.
Oh, and if it takes, imagine like Elevator pitched this to me and you had to explain all this shit. It's fucking trash. Just like the finish to this match, 17 false finishes, cheating, refs. None. It's just like, you guys did everything. It's garbage. Tone, have some fucking quality control over these backstage segments and these fucking shitty matches.
Have all run up against Jon Moxley. I know I want to see this match tonight. I'm really excited about the Continental title eliminator, Jon Moxley versus Mark Davis tonight. So that's huge stakes, huge matches, and more to be announced. We've been hit hard. A lot of the wrestlers I want to use additionally to that are not here due to illness or unavailable due to injury. So we're making some changes. It's going to be a great show today. And this is really a great time for AEW to shine. Not only a lot of great news, great viewership, a lot of buzz around the shows, but also just really when you think back, classic AEW, making changes and pivots is something that AEW's always done very, very well. Whether it was
What do you mean all the changes and pivots have been bad? You pivoted away from Punk, wasn't good. Pivoted away from Rhodes, wasn't good. Pivoted into Jericho. They chanted, please retire. None of the pivots have been good, Tone.
back in Daly's place or hundreds of shows now, lots of Wednesdays we spent together, and it's going to be a great Wednesday night tonight. Like I said, we have a huge lineup, including Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland, the TBS Championship match, Willow Nightingale versus Marina Shafir versus Mina Shirakawa versus Megan Bain, the AEW Continental title eliminator, Jon Moxley versus Mark Davis. So much to look forward to. Great action, plus MJF and Hangman Page face-to-face on Wednesday Night Dynamite, and it's coming up just hours from now on TBS and HBO Max. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great show. AEW's on a fantastic run in 2026. Don't miss AEW Dynamite tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on TBS and HBO Max. I will see you tonight.
And then there's this girl intern's fingers. Yeah, I mean, Tone is just really desperate and delusional. That's all I can fucking say about that. That was the best guys, Tony Khan. Round of applause for that segment. Round of applause. Okay, guys. So again, this overrun has just been tremendous. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about this evening, we'll do WWE news. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a run-in or something Maybe I'll go over it on PWT podcast. I'm going to figure this all out. There's quite a bit to get to, but we've been on the air for a while. The last main thing I want to get to, which is in the title, is has to do with Kevin Nash. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a segment called WWE News or Old Time Legend. So Kevin Nash had this to say about Javon Evans, and it caused a bunch of meltdowns and turmoil and drama, and everybody wanted to run Kevin Nash off of the fucking internet, essentially, and they were trashing him. I saw people call him MAGA and all this kind of shit. Oh, this is like Trump. And it's like, I don't know, man. He's the most he's like a super Democrat guy, I thought, but maybe it's projection. I don't know. I don't know, right? I'm just joking around when it comes to that shit because I really don't know how it would be like Trump to say what he said. I just think he's saying a really dumb fucking thing that people got upset about. And so Kevin Nash had this to say about Javon Evans, which I just, it's cringe. Get ready to cringe.
He's an incredible athlete. He's a little bit too fucking Mr. Bojangles for me. I wish he was a little bit.
Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles. I mean, do we have to pull up a fucking? Do we have to pull up a video of fucking? You know, I just don't. It's just a weird thing to say.
More urban.
Be a little more urban.
It's Netflix.
Like Wu-Tang.
I understand there's a big fucking world out there besides the one that fucking 66-year-old Detroit boy Kevin Nash wants, but I just want him to have a little bit of an edge. But if he's not going to have an edge, then he knows how to throw. He can strike. Like he throws a good punch. Fucking take your time and throw a good punch. Maybe put 2 or 3 together. Something where fucking you tell me if this shit was real, all this athleticism I have, I can use. Not if this shit was real, motherfucker, I would cartwheel off your motherfucking body like you would never see.
It's being in a fight. We always come back to this, right?
I mean, I get what he's trying to say, but to be like Mr. Bojangles and more like fucking, he's too Prince. I need him to be more, whatever. I don't know. It's just, people took it the wrong way. Absolutely. And so Kevin Nash, he faced backlashes. So he said something about Uncle Tom as well. And I don't want to vomit induce anybody with the scrolling, but yeah, I just need to make sure that I get this all in context here. So what Kevin Nash said here, he responded to someone because this clip went out from Click This, and he issued a public statement on February 17 addressing the backlash over his Mr. Bojangles and more urban remarks. Okay. And I think I have the fucking response somewhere. I thought I did. And so there was an edited apology. Kevin Nash deleted his fucking post. Yeah. See, I did have it bookmarked, but he deleted what he said with the Uncle Tom thing. So hopefully we can get it in context here. But he got into an argument, I think, with some comedian as well or something. But this guy's like, after everything, won't change my life either way is an interesting place to land. Not open to learn, not open to growth, no commitment to do better. Nothing. Won't change his life either way. Cool. And he was like kind of arguing with some comedian, and he was like, oh, it doesn't matter to me. Keep being this way, and it doesn't affect my life. And this dude's like, yo, that's whack, Kev. And so, we got backlash. One response came from a fan who argued Nash's explanation only introduced more racially loaded language instead of resolving the issue. Right? And this guy was like, what the fuck is this N-word talking about? Javon doesn't have, I'm assuming it's N star. Javon doesn't have to be anyone but himself. And being himself has gotten him extremely over. How do you apologize for using racist dog whistles by using even more racist dog whistles? More like a blowhorn. Yeah, guys, stop saying dog whistle. Not everything's a dog whistle. Nash was overt in what he was saying. Now, he's not being, I don't think he's a racist who hates black people in his heart, but he's an older fucking white, maybe a little more ignorant than the more socially aware people in 2026. You know what I mean? It's not like he's a hateful, I hate black people, or it's not that, but it is a little racialist. Just the way he fucking said it. You can't blame someone for taking that racially. Or whatever, like racially offensive is what I mean to say, right? Or insensitive or whatever the fuck. So we take a look here. I want to see Kevin Nash's apology, man, that people are getting. I had it fucking bookmarked, but I think it's deleted. So he's an incredible athlete. He's a little bit too fucking Mr. Bojangles for me. What did he say about Uncle Tom? I just want to quote it all so you don't think people are being okay, so he says, how often have you heard the term Uncle Tom? Most likely it was used in a degrading way. That's what Nash says. And he goes, Uncle Tom was, if you've actually read the literature, Uncle Tom was whipped to death for helping free 2 female slaves. I apologize for the use of the term Mr. Bojangles. It was in poor taste and obviously offensive. I just see talent being pushed in a direction that I disagree with. He should be the male version of Sol Ruka, more contemporary than urban. Funny how I'm usually the only person who pays attention to the development of black talent. Buddy. Oh my God, Nash. God damn.
He had a Cuervo with him the whole time too.
Oh my God. It just couldn't be further from the truth in that regard either. But he did say something about Uncle Tom, like, do you want to be New Jack or Uncle Tom or whatever the fuck? And it's like, buddy, you're just digging the fucking hole. So Forbes contributor Alfred Kunowa said, these are word for word talking points that black Republicans use to defend Trump. What? The fact that they're coming out of the mouth of a self-proclaimed liberal like Kevin Nash tells you everything you need to know about how detrimental white liberals are to the black community. Damn, dude. I don't know about all that. I got to be perfectly honest. I would have to hear him like explain what he means by that, or how, and give me like a quote from someone else or something. I'm obviously not seeing it. Friend of the show, Alfred Kunowa. So he says, so you don't like when the shoe, who is this? Is this other fans focus less on politics? Said, so you don't like when the shoe is on the other foot. You have no problem calling half the country racist or Nazis, but the second you get called a racialist, it's a different story.
You are racist.
Fair enough. This guy said, he responded to the Uncle Tom thing and says, if no one will, I'll hear. The Uncle Tom you're talking about is vastly different than the derogatory stereotype. Want to know why? White people wrote minstrel shows reimagined to become the slur we know today. Remember, Stowe was a woman that created moral black hero in 1852. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've only ever known when you call someone Uncle Tom, that's like derogatory. That's the only way I've ever known it my whole life. So he's like, well, actually, if you know the history behind the context of the fucking, words and terminologies change and shit. So I don't know, buddy. It's a dude's name that has been like it's used to like degrade people, at least as far as my knowledge goes. I don't know. So Kevin Nash, he's tapped in with the black culture there, I guess. Oh my God, dude. Oh man, people are just
Shut
like
up, bitch.
So After deleting his original apology regarding the comments about Javon, he went on to say, yeah, I apologize for the use of the term Mr. Bojangles. He says, no worries. I won't. And then he deleted this one. This is the one he deleted as well. Like when responding to like a comedian, I think, or some host of some show. And Nash said, no worries. I won't make the mistake of saying anything about the young OG. I've read the comments and I agree. If he fails, it's on him. Haven't seen a comment from anyone who's made millions in the business. I didn't coin him an original gangster. Won't change my life either way. And so again, he doesn't understand like young OG. God damn, it's just such a boomer thing, like, oh, original gangster, you know? It's like, yeah, that's what it means, but that's not what it means. And I don't expect Nash to know this shit. But the way he's like, won't change my life either way. And then he deleted this post, and why? Because that other tweet that I read is correct. Like, yeah, dude, calling yourself YOG, like the young OG, it does mean original gangster, you're right, but that's like that's not like what it means, you know? And someone could explain that to you, but you don't fucking, it is what it means, but it's not like why. It's not, it's just the old head thing, original gangsta. You know, that's like some Ice-T shit. To like go on that and go, I didn't call him that. Original gangster means he's got to be like New Jack. Nah, dude, that's not why. That's not what he means when he calls himself young OG, but whatever. It is what it is. And he says if he fails, it's on him. Haven't seen a comment from anyone who's made millions in the business. Yeah, because they all work in the Fed and they're trying to get this kid over. You're fucking burying him. You know? And yeah, Javon works because he's his own guy. And he does his own thing, and he's unique in his own way. So just an out of touch sort of weird critique, I guess. And clearly people aren't mistaken in that assessment because it outraged some folks. And so we actually have Alfred Kunawa. He put together a quick little edit, one of his excellent minute 30 edits that you can find on Pro Wrestling Bits, which is his YouTube channel at This Is Nasty. Shout out Alfred. I'll get him on to review some wrestling with me and not necessarily fucking interview style shit where we catch up. We'll do like reviews or something like that. But here is his little take on this, his little pro wrestling bit, as it's called. Or big. We should call it big. His channel's doing really well. Alfred's doing really well for himself and whatnot. So, and shout out Alfred, and glad he got his Twitter back too. He got hacked there. Him and Disco got hacked by the same fucking scam that was going around everywhere.
Big Cracker Cool Kevin Nash said
Big Cracker Cool goes full cracker. Now, there are people who are offended when they say like, why are people allowed to call white people crackers and stuff like that? And yeah, I'll just point that out too. So I'm sure if I look in the comments of this, Alfred outraged a bunch of people too.
The dumbest shit you'll ever hear an O-Face say this Black History Month. When commentating on breakout superstar Javon Evans, Nash said Mr. Bojangles needs to be more urban and add more edge.
He's a little bit too fucking Mr. Bojangles for me. I wish he was a little bit more urban.
I don't know or care what white people have to say in response, but I do know what my people are saying. Humanity of the Joe Budden podcast said, what makes Kevin Nash think referring to a black man as Bojangles is okay? Oh my God, I love when the whites lecture black people about how to be black. Hold that thought, Cracker Kev. Let me get my notebook right quick. Said your vote and mine. Big Honky has a habit of running a...
Big Honky, he's just hitting them with all the fucking racial fucking... Oh my God. I don't know. He's like doing the same shit in a way, you know.
Foul of his fellow whites with his comments on the Click This podcast, which
I don't know. I'm mixed. I'm a mixed race person. I don't get offended by it, but it's, you know, some people for sure are mad at Alfred. I'd love to see the replies to
this video. But now that black people are dominating WWE, get used to old white wrestling podcasters.
White. The way he said white.
crazy shit about black talent. In fact, here's what Yakubian Kevin said about fellow African NXT talent. Obafemi doesn't seem African enough, and if he really wants to be a top guy, maybe try a bone through the nose.
Oh my God. Yeah, Kev, what the fuck? I think, okay, so now we're getting to the bottom of this. It's because this ain't the first time he said some
He had Cuervo with him the whole time too.
which makes sense. Obviously, people are like, what the fuck? Because, like, look how much interaction this got to put a bone through this nose, try a bone through the nose. And try saying ooga booga for me. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Naz?
I can't tell if Ricky Saints is black, Indian, or just really
Mr. Bojangles tap dance. He's tap dancing. I need him to go bone through the nose and fucking, like, come on. What are you talking about? Look at this. I'm not sure if Ricky Saints is black, Indian, or really tan. Oh, no. Oh, and if he doesn't decide soon, he'll run into the same problems Kamala did. What does that even mean? Oh my God. Nash, your fucking liberals are the ones who didn't show up and vote for her, dude. What are you even talking about?
I can't tell if Ricky Saints is black, Indian, or just really tan. And if he doesn't decide soon, he'll run into the same problems Kamala did. I know Carmelo Hayes is supposed
No, don't not. He's on Carmelo too. God damn it, dude. I know Carmelo Hayes is supposed to be black and everything, but he sounds so smart. What the fuck does that mean? Oh my God. I swear that's like an old I want to say Chris Rock bit, or well, Chris Rock tells the jokes like, nah, people be like, I didn't go to jail and I pay my bills. And it's like, well, welcome to being fucking grown up. Someone tells a joke where it's like, oh, he sounds so, what do they say about Obama? He sounds intelligent, motherfucker. So he sounds like an adult. Like, what does, it's that old bit. And Nash is out here saying this. God damn it. And Nash said before too, this is why this is an L. I didn't watch this video before. So this is why this is an L. Because Kev is like, oh, I'm the only one who notices what's wrong with black people in WWE or black talent in WWE. And it's like, Kev, they're getting over there. Like they're black talent are getting over African NXT, as Alfred called it. It's working. And the people who don't get it are like observer readers and Dave and you, I guess. And you're like, oh, Carmelo sounds so smart, as opposed to what? Is he supposed to be all hood and quote unquote ghetto and shit? Like, what is the point here? He's a fucking intelligent young man who's incredibly athletic. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, dude?
to be black and everything, but he sounds so smart. He should act more like Trick Williams.
He should act more like Trick. Well, Trick is Trick. What do you mean? Start saying lemon pepper steppers? What the fuck does this even mean? Oh my God.
I can't understand Trick Williams' ebonics. He needs to learn English or I'm going to protest his segments by switching over to the more American AEW. Culturally clueless.
I can't. So listen. So right here, this is why it's an L. I'm sorry. I thought that I started this video by thinking my guy Alfred was going too fucking hard on Nash. Honestly, I was like, damn, he's going hard on him. But look at this astonishing hypocrisy from Kevin Nash. This is astonishing Dave Meltzer level of hypocrisy. Nash says, I know Carmelo Hayes is supposed to be black and everything, but he sounds so smart. He needs to be more like Trick if he wants to get over. Now look at the next tweet.
He sounds so smart. He should act more like Trick Williams. I can't understand Trick.
The same goddamn day. This is the same fucking day. The same day. Nash goes, I can't understand Trick Williams's ebonics. Are you fucking?
You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up!
The same day. He tweets out, I can't understand Trick Williams's ebonics. Carmelo Hayes is supposed to be black and everything, but he sounds so smart. So what are you saying, Nash, that he should speak with more ebonics? He needs to talk more jive for you, turkey. What do you, you know what I mean? Like, what are you fucking talking about? He needs better ebonics or what? He needs Urban Dictionary. He needs to start letting his Urban Dictionary terminologies go. Like, what are you implying? And then the very next tweet, or I don't know if it's the next tweet, but the same day, February 7th, I can't understand Trick Williams' Ebonics. He needs to learn English, or I'm going to protest his segments by switching over to the more American product in AEW. If that's a joke, that's a terrible attempt at a joke. That's all I'm saying.
Ebonics. He needs to learn English, or I'm going to protest his segments by switching over to the more American AEW. Culturally,
take the fucking racial aspect out of it. Let's put that aside. What an insanely hypocritical thing to tweet out on the same day. Oh man, Tony Storm needs to talk more like Chris Statlander. I don't understand what Chris Statlander is saying. You know what I mean? Like, you could just, that alone is like, bro, you deserve to get roasted for that.
Willis Crackers commentating about black people on the come up will make for some of the most unintentionally entertaining content in wrestling, because
that was legit, and I'm going to give Alfred props for this as well. That was unintentionally entertaining for me. I did not see that twist and turn coming. And yeah, an epic trombone flop for Kev, although I am a big fan. Like, I love Diesel, I love Kevin Nash, I love the Wolfpack. You don't turn your back on the Wolfpack, NWO for life. But yeah, that is fucking actually hilarious. I didn't realize he was going to cook himself so badly. Ladies and gentlemen, that was PWT live show for this evening. Round of applause for me, ladies and germs. Thank you all for tuning in. What an amazing evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Dave Meltzer Dumb Moment of the Week. I will see you guys Saturday for Sicko Saturday, and I think we have a PLE watch along, or am I wrong about that? I'm not sure. Let's turn up. Let's get lit. Be good to each other. Drink lots of water. I'm going to try and sleep off this head cold a little bit. I've been Phil Marks, and yeah, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the Upside Down. I might do a run-in, catch up on some news and stuff like that, but right now I'm going to catch up on some Z's, man. I've been Phil Marks again. Until next time, I'll see you all in the Upside Down. I ended that, but Tales of 85 is going to be coming out, and so, you know, Stranger Things, Born Again, dude. Let's go. I'll see you guys another time. Be good to each other. Peace.
Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, is true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see a back card, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. The Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup, triple cup. Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, is true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see a back card, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. The Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup,